morning, jewellery makers. How are you? Nice to be back. Oh, I've missed you. I have. I know I was only away for a few days. It felt like longer, to be honest. It did feel like longer. Those of you that don't know who I am, my name's Elena. Nice to have your company, and I've just come back from the beautiful Rome. Oh, how romantic. Yes, yes. On my Facebook post, I did comment about certain statues. There were lots of those. Lots and lots of those around. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, missed you. Hope you had a fantastic weekend, and I hope you enjoyed all of the incredible launches. Well, there's much to see today as well. I have got so much exciting opportunities, some which you've been crying out for, which I'll get to in just a moment. But before I do, I haven't had the chance to work with this lovely lady in a very long time. It's the beautiful Gem. Hello to you, my lovely.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you, darling?
I'm super, thank you. How about you?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
We haven't worked together in, I think the last time was a late show, months ago.
I think you might be right.
I think
I've slept since then, I can't remember.
Oh yeah, you're like me then, Gem. As soon as I go to sleep, that's it. That day is absolutely done. Now listen, I'm just having a few tiny technical hitches. So, I tell you what we'll do, whilst that's all being sorted out, we'll show you everything that we've got coming your way. Obviously, with Gem in the studios, it's a lot about wire. We've got some amazing kits and designer inspiration coming your way. I've got lots of star buys coming up, including... Oh, my goodness, I've never seen this before. Chocolate moonstone. Now, moonstone does come in an array of different colours. It's not just a white or the bluish tone, rather. With that adolescence, you can get black moonstone, you can get blue moonstone, you can get pink moonstone, and you can get this wonderful strand. I've never seen it previously before. And I was actually thinking, when we first discovered that we were going to be launching this today, initially I was like, okay, so is that going to hinder or help the adolescence? Well, in actual fact, it is most definitely the latter. It aids the adolescence and really pushes it to the surface. It's coming up a little bit later on this morning. Guaranteed at under, in fact, I'm not going to tell you because it is a super affordable price tag. Now, okay, Martha's saying, go on, Elle, it's a connoisseur collector opportunity. Yeah, sure. It's under £20 this morning. Now, look how the adolescence is actually enhanced by that depth of colour. Look how you've got wonderful shimmers from that micro inclusions, from all the micro inclusions, trapping and capturing the light. This is coming up a little bit later on, along with one of the most beautiful Biwa pearls. They're big, substantial, sizable Biwa pearls. Yay, our graphics are back up and running. This is that strand that I was just referring to. Martha was drawn to these when we were in the studio. She says, I am buying it. Look at the sheer size. Biwa pearls we don't get to bring you every single day, because especially in 2016, they are the most sought after at the moment. It's bang on trend, really sort of fashionable, and it's because all of those lovely pearlescent colours are enhanced as well. But we've also got one more big announcement. You've been asking for it for probably about, maybe, well, let's just say a year. Oh, Rob, he's come in with a glass of champagne or gemstones. Can I just show you? Can I show you what you are getting? It is the return of the bead scoop. The return. Now this is what you are getting here. This is what you are getting. Absolutely oodles, and the lovely Gem has stranded this for you so you know exactly how much you're going to get. So I'm looking, I've got a meter, I've got measurement here, it's over a meter, and you might get more than that in actual fact, because there are big substantial gemstones here. It is a monochrome bead scoop, so it's all about your blacks and whites. You'll have lovely howlite in there, moonstone probably, you might have onyx, you might have spinel. This is coming up within the course of the show. Shall we get cracking? Let's get this show underway. Absolutely fabulous. I'm going to pop that by there. I'm starting with your wonderful rose quartz. Now, for those of you that are new to us here at Jewellery Maker, really easy to get involved. Firstly, hello and a very warm welcome. We are a very friendly business, and by the way, we've been established for over 5 years. If you want to get involved, any of the genuine gemstone opportunities or wonderful kits, components that we bring you for this wonderful craft, dial the free phone telephone number at the bottom, press your option 1, speak to our fantastic contact centre, and within a couple of minutes you'll be a member of the Jewellery Maker team. Of course, 1 postage and packaging throughout the entirety of the day, and everything does come with a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. Now, I'm starting with one of the most familiar gemstones on the planet. It always has been, because it has got a real femininity, perfect for 2016. I'm not going to say the obvious. I know that I'm going to assume that we all know that baby pink and baby blue are the Pantone colours of 2016, but I am going to talk about here the fact that these are lovely, almost round, brilliant cuts. Can you see how you've got almost a depth at a pavilion? So perfect for those of you that like to do your prong setting, but added extra for those of you who are thinking, I'm not quite confident enough to do my prong setting as of yet. Well, listen, they've actually got a drill hole at the top, which is how they're suspending from this lovely strand, which gives you that added sense of insurance, a little bit of security, so that you can easily feed through a small amount of wire or whichever it might be, just to secure that gemstone in place. Stunning faceting, where you've got that flat table facet, the crown facets, the angles are absolutely perfect. The baby pink is absolutely incredible. You've got that perfect amount of semi-translucency, which is what you want with rose quartz. It's a semi-translucent gem rather than an opaque gemstone or a clear gemstone. You want it to have that wonderful ethereal-like appearance. Should be incredibly £9.95 for all of that wonderful faceting. Well, the early bird and all that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 individual gemstones faceted here for £7.95. That's working out at 62 pence per gem. Loads of text messages coming through. Hello to you, Suzanne in Cambridgeshire. Good morning. Can't wait for fab products at amazing prices. Well, you gotcha, Suzanne. Good morning, Deb. How are you, my lovely in the West Midlands? Yay, today is a good day. Ella's back and the gem is it with her. Yes. It is a good day, Deb.
Hi, Deb.
It is a really good day. It is a good day.
Those are so pretty.
Aren't they pretty?
So beautiful, and with that extra drill hole, just makes it easy for everybody to get involved with it.
Yeah, I said insurance, and that's not a word that generally we find very attractive. But actually, I mean, as if you think about it in a practical sense, it really is, isn't it?
It is indeed, and they're so pretty. The colourway of that is just really delicate. It's not harsh. It'd be really, really easy to use.
What would you do with these, Gem? Because I'm thinking straight away, that's a perfect round brilliant cut. So perfect solitaire ring maybe, or something like that.
I would do what we call a faux prong set, where you have 3 bands of wire, cross it over, and weave the wires together a bit like, you know, you used to do when you were a girl in the schoolyard, possibly also if you're a boy, the whole steeple thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you sit using the drill hole, a gemstone inside that little nest, and then you can curl the 6 wires around, but because you've got the drill hole, you can pass a fine wire through it, wrap it around where all the 3 wires cross over.
So it's hidden away, and you've got that added sense of security without using anything like glue, which would obviously distort the gemstones, transparency and obviously the colour. £6.95 for all of that faceting. I mean, I've had a go at faceting gemstones, but and it is not easy. It really, really isn't. And I've worked in the industry for a while. That's not something that everybody gets a chance to do, but I was absolutely terrible. The Indian that was sat next to me, the chap, the Labradorite, was literally laughing, literally crying, laughing at me, and I was not one of the worst in actual fact. So it's a real skill and art form, and the amount of time that goes into faceting just one of these gemstones, I would without shadow of a doubt, I'd be happy to pay that price point, because you do really, I guess it's easy for us to be complacent. That's something you've heard me say time and time and time again. When you're actually sat next to somebody who does this as their livelihood, and it's something that has been born into the family, well developed actually, because it tends to be generation to generation, you really do appreciate the skills that they have. 25 carats here of your wonderful rose quartz. Now I've got a strand which will go perfectly with this, given the fact that 2016 and all that, and that would be baby blue, wouldn't it? But if you're thinking these are baby blue, I don't know, pearls, If you're thinking these are baby blue, let's see, lace agate maybe, you'd be greatly mistaken actually, because this is some of the rarest baby blue. Now, totally and utterly natural, last in stock. It's so limited edition. These are plain rondelles. I love that. The fact that they have got that exterior surface so you can really appreciate the gemstone, you know? Not necessarily, faceting's amazing. You just heard me raving about faceting, but when the gemstone's natural and has got such formations and such an amazing colour, you don't need to overcomplicate it sometimes, do you? This is opal in one of the rarest forms, and what I mean by that is naturally coloured by Mother Nature, not impregnated with a dye in any way, shape or form. All Mother Nature's incredible doing. Look at the depths that you're getting here. Wonderful shades of aqua blue from your baby tones right the way up to your darker, bordering on sapphire blues at the top. Now, in asking my boss, last in stock, very limited edition, so you will need to have a little bit of urgency on this, by the way. Speaking to my former boss, Steve Bennett, when he was talking about our coloured opal, he actually said it will be an anomaly of nature, which is very specific to that tiny location on the planet. He said he didn't even know that I've launched one showcase of coloured opal when I worked for him, one in my entire career, and that sold out, and to my knowledge they haven't actually been able to repeat it. So this is exceedingly rare in terms of the natural colour not being dyed in any way, shape or form. And really excitingly, it's from a location you don't often see opal from, which is Brazil, which I absolutely love. These are huge, substantial gemstones, perfect for all of those October babies. Something a little bit different for you, and you're blessed and privileged to have one of the most varied of gemstones. I love that about opal, because it does come in such different characteristics, doesn't it? You can have black opal with all of that wonderful play of colour. You can have Cuba PD, you can have jelly opal, crystal opal, you can have boulder opal, dendrite opal. When you get an opportunity to own naturally coloured, because I've certainly brought coloured opal time and time again. However, and I'll always harp on about this when I bring you our coloured opal here at Jewellery Maker. If it's natural, it is exceedingly exciting and rare. I'm going to throw this one out there. I don't know if it's scientifically true, but maybe as rare as a decolourless diamond. I'm just throwing that one out there, because you don't, it's probably rarer in actual fact, you don't see naturally coloured opals every single day. Hence why a black opal can command some of the highest price points in the industry. It is the most expensive. Last in stock opportunities though should be coming your way at $39.95. You've got right the way up to 11 by 5mm individual rondelles. Cheeky Tuesday, Martha says. That's a cheeky price point. For 105 carats of naturally coloured opal. I mean, I'm personally thinking, Gem, just a couple of those aren't maybe an inch on a gold or sterling silver chain.
Absolutely, very, very simple to put on a bar.
Simple.
Yeah. Also, they're certainly large enough that you could use them to make a feature gemstone ring. Brilliant for earrings as well, because it's not so heavy. But for me, I think I'd be tempted to rosary link them, because you just don't see them. I'd want to have one.
That would be lovely.
If you were lucky enough to get one of our big opal cabs from a little while ago, wouldn't that be amazing to have a feature pendant, but on a rosary chain of the same stone?
Gem, you've just reminded me of something. I mean, I've just come back from Rome, and obviously it's actually not well known for its shopping. It's you'd go to Milan, wouldn't you, if you want to go shopping and everything, but it did have lots of lovely jewellers in there. And there was one, and it wasn't far from the fountain itself, and it had lots of coloured gemstones, not coloured opal. I didn't see anything like this, but there was rose quartz in particular, which they'd rosary linked. Obviously it's a Catholic city, everything, so they'd rosary linked a really long line genuine gemstone necklace piece, and it was thousands of euros. It was very, very expensive, but absolutely exquisite. And it just reminds me, and I said just moments ago, how we shouldn't get complacent. You know, this was thousands of euros for a stunning piece of jewellery, but it's something that we get to see every single day, and you make every single day. So exactly what you've just described. I mean, I'm just picturing this rosary link, like what you just said, maybe a matching pair of earrings in that very establishment. If it was in gold, my goodness, yeah, it would be very, very, very considered. And you're also, furthermore, getting it at a discounted price this morning. Well done to every single one of you. Do press those option ones as soon as you can and stay where you are. Fabulous. Now, we also, not just genuine gemstones, which is amazing, we also bring you components, tools, wire work, threading material, displays, and that's what we're about to do right now. Now, this first time I've actually brought you so many, because they come in packs of 5 generally, and actually they're normally in the white. Now, there are benefits to actually having the black and the white as well, which I'll talk about in a second, but let me just get all of these out for you because there's so many. You're actually going to get 10 here, so it's actually 2 packs together, and they are, do you want me to do that? I can do this. Martha is like, you couldn't put your ring on there, could you? I can do that. This is what you see in those jewellery establishments that we were talking about. You know, it's how you display your pieces of jewellery. If you've taken the time to create a piece of jewellery that is as beautiful as yours are, then you're not just going to want to place it randomly at, you know, on a table somewhere. You want it to look amazingly beautiful, don't you? And a slight elevation really does that. Now, speaking from experience, I used to have my own jewellery business way back when, and I used to do things like fetes, I used to do wedding fairs, I used to do individual parties as well. I would never, and I learnt this very early on, that it's all about the displaying, because you can have some of the most incredible pieces of jewellery. If you just lay it down on a desk, then it's not going to jump out at somebody. As soon as you position it on a bust or a ring stand like this, guarantee, it used to happen time and time again, the pieces that sold out first were the ones that were displayed like this.
Every time, yeah.
Every time, isn't it? And it's, if you do a fete and that piece sells, just put another piece on there. That's all I used to do. Make that the focal point then. And it's a way of grabbing the attention. We use these very displays in our own studio. I've used them in all the jewellery establishments that I've worked at. The monochrome, there we go, Gem's using them right now to show off her pieces of jewellery as well. The monochrome, so sometimes you can get them in the black, sometimes you can get them in white. It all depends really on the colour of the precious metal you've worked with, the colour of the gemstones you've worked with, the design itself, whether you want light to get through, because actually a black can really enhance and a white can really enhance. So I would suggest actually having both of those. Hence, we always have the black and the whites here in the studio, nothing else. Absolutely fantastic. You're getting 10 in total, so the biggest quantity that I've ever actually brought you, and it's going to work out at exactly 80 pennies each. On the nose. £8. Okay, I used to travel up to Manchester, and I used to, there and back in a day, buy all my display stands and everything from a certain location in Manchester. I won't say where it was. And I used to pay more than that. I used to pay more than that easily for actually probably 3.
Yeah, I
They're
would say
very expensive, actually.
they are, and they usually do come in a pack of 3 or sometimes a pack of 5. So to have so many, and what does it for me is that you've got 10 identical ones. They're all at the same angle,
Yeah.
they've all got the same shaped base, and that will lend an element of professionalism. Obviously, if you get the white ones as well, I absolutely love colour blocking. I've got the fold-up displays myself, so I would have some black ones and then some white ones.
Yeah, I don't mix them up. Isn't that funny? Yeah, I'm the same. I have a black section of the busts, and then I have a white section of the bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that funny? And you use that actually rather than the jewellery to display the pieces.
It does do a really good job.
It does. And just clustering them like this, you know, that's what I used to do. I'd have sort of maybe 3 just there, and then 3 over this area. Similarly, by the way, I use these around my house as well. You know, when you're doing the dishes and everything, just take your pieces of your jewellery off, pop them on there rather than just knock them down and rattle around. Gosh, I wouldn't be very popular if I did that. No, and quite rightly so. It's looking after what you actually have. Deb's got an idea. Deb, have you been doing some price matching? You're a good one. Well done. I bought one of these at the weekend just for a photo. And it
Oh no. Oh well, you know, you've got loads to go now. It's well worth it.
It
80
says,
pence
sorry, I should read that out. Deb's saying, I bought one of these at the weekend just for a photo and it cost me £3.50. For one. We've got 8 for £8.
That's fab. That really is.
That really is incredible. I know I used to pay more than that. I know I did.
Are they the leatherette ones?
Yes, so they're
Brilliant.
white clean as well.
Yeah.
I love that leatherette.
People know me, they know I can't say actual words.
And there is a practical sense to that. Exactly, you're right to point that out, Jem, because you know, things get mucky as you use them when they're positioned or stored away. Dust gathers. Just simply wiping it over with a baby wipe. That's what we use an awful lot here in the studio. They're as good as new, aren't they?
They're fantastic. When I first started out doing fairs and things, I had velvet busts, and they gather dust like you wouldn't believe.
Also, velvet busts, if you put hand cream on, and then touch them, that's always on that leather, on that velvet, isn't it? It's never going to come off. I found that out as well. Now, well done, loads and loads and loads of you there. Now, we've got just an incredible designer inspiration with the lovely Gem. You've had a sneaky peek, actually, haven't you? Had a little sneaky peek of all those lovely watermelon colours. And some fabulous white. We're doing it now. Let's do it. I'm going to draw in fact, let's take a wander over, because then I can show you Deb's pieces as well. I'm going to start with the wire, because you're getting 3 spools of your classics, of your musts. Your staples, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
They are. So anybody that's new to jewellery making and wire working, you tend to have, and Gem will probably explain this, well, she will explain this a lot better than I will. You'll have your structural pieces, you'll have those that create the base or the shape, you'll have your weaving wires, and then you've got those which are kind of middle in the road and you can use for various different things. But let's show you what you've got, and then we'll go over to the lovely Deb. So, it's in the copper wire, it's one of our newest colours, which I absolutely adore. You've got 10 metres on each spool, starting with, sorry, Gem, I said, what did I say then? Deb.
I was a Deb for a minute, but that's good.
Sorry. That's because
right.
I've been talking to Deb as well. Do you know, I trip up on words terribly now, Gem.
It makes 2 of us, it's going to be a good
show. Sorry. Yeah, it could be an interesting show, couldn't it, amongst the 2 of us. So you get 10 metres of your 0.4. Isn't that a gorgeous colour?
It is. It's super, super gold.
It's really opulent and shiny. It's not a brushy, yellowy gold.
I think of it as the buttery gold, which always takes my mind, and I'm not suggesting anything, but it takes my mind to the higher end of gold, your 18 carats.
Totally, yeah, I agree. Because sometimes you can have you ever noticed... Well, actually, it's all down to the amount of parts in gold, and we won't get too technical on that, how yellowy it is, etc. The lighter, so the 9 carats do tend to be, because they've got more other metals in there, do tend to be a slightly softer colour rather than a very yellowish colour, like your 18 carat or your 24 carat gold, like Indian gold, for example. It's very, very pure. But I agree with you, actually. It's the class, it's that colour of real sophistication and classiness, isn't it? And that might be down to the fact of the reflection, the lustre, I'm not sure. But yeah, it is a really elegant tone. So you've got 10 metres of the 0.4 that I'm showing you just here. Then you've got 10 metres of your 0.8, which is slightly thicker, as you can see there. So perfect for your structures that we were mentioning. 0.4 is great for your weaving. And middle of the road, one which is certainly very, very versatile. I think it was Gemma Crow that was saying to me, Elle, I use so much 0.6 wire. You've got a spool of that as well in your 10 right, sorry, I have to do it in order. There we go. That was going to bug me if I didn't have it in order. So your 0.8, your 0.6 and your 0.4 there, 30 metres in total within this beautiful kit. And look at that lovely colour. And they all match wonderfully. Matching beautifully. But we're still not done, because I haven't seen it in ages. It is, of course, your watermelon gemstones with your solar quartz. It's so fabulous, this gem.
It's gorgeous. I love it. You can see nature's formation right in there. And then we add a bit of lippy and a bit of hair dye to bring the colours out, to show exactly just how beautiful it is.
It's like, it always reminds me of, if you can picture, I don't know, a Petri dish, if you like, of water, just some plain water, and just putting a slight drop, and you see that of dye or food colouring or whatever it might be, and you know sometimes how it disperses. so beautifully. It always reminds me of that. It's your solar quartz, and these are top drilled, so you can suspend them, allow the light to get through, perfect for earrings, they'd be great for that. Allow the light to get through to only enhance those gorgeous formations that Gem was talking about. Incredible colours, aren't they? I mean, you can see why it's watermelon cocktail. It is fresh, isn't it?
It is. It's reminding me of what we've got to come in the year. We've got some beautiful sunshine ahead of us, and right now I'm feeling a bit chilly, so this is perfect for me.
I love your optimism there, Gem. Do we know that's true? Are we due some sunshine?
Statistically speaking, it's going to be slightly warmer than it is today, and that's what I'm going for.
Okay, that's good. I like that one. You got my hopes up then, because I was thinking I'm a slightly big. There's more of me to catch the sun now. So,
I didn't think of that. Better vitamin D absorption.
Yeah. Now, March 27th is British summertime, so we're not far away, are we? Not far at all. Now, we've also got, though, look at these. They're top drilled in pear cuts. And again, you've got those lovely colours of really fresh greens and zesty fuchsia pinks. Just amazing and beautifully feminine, and I love that combination. So on the drops, you've got 178 carats. On the nuggets, which are a little bit more organic, you've got 110 carats. On the actual, well, we say nuggets, but they're more like slabs to me. If you feel around what I would call the girdle, for want of a better expression, the exterior of the gemstone, they have got those lovely organic shapes, so you can actually see they're sort of Mother Nature produced as well. You're holding one there as if, yeah, I know you love them because I've seen how many pieces of jewellery you've made there, Gem.
They are gorgeous. They really are.
In fact, these are right. I think they're very you. These
Do you
actually,
think?
yeah, very very you. Now, incredibly, for all of this wire and 2 strands, over 200 carats of your wonderful watermelon quartz should be £33.25. Well, we're going to take in excess of one orange crisp £10 note off that price point and more. £22.95. I pay that for 1 strand of the genuine gemstones. I pay that certainly for the wire. Don't forget, you do get a 30-day money-back guarantee on every single purchase, whether it be a beautiful bundle like this, whether it be money-off opportunities like this most certainly is. If it's not pulling on your heartstrings when you get these home, simply return it to us because they do ours without shadow of a doubt. I'm thinking this would be incredible next to chrome diopside as well. Maybe a couple of chrome diopside mixed in. Now, we had chrome diopside this weekend actually, didn't we? Was it Saturday? Oh, we've got some, sorry, this Saturday. Yes! I've got so much to tell you about this coming weekend. Now, should we show you everything that Gem has created? Absolutely stunning examples, Gem, and you've really gone to town. What's your favourite piece? Because I'm drawn to... Oh, I've got 2 of my favourites.
I like the adjustable ring.
Yeah, that's my favourite, one of them.
And I've got to say, I like this one on the end with the heartbeat on it.
I'm loving this rose as well.
I like the rose, but I do those in and out every
do
day.
You? Do you? Is that one of your signature pieces?
It is, yes. I do love the
Look
little
how
roses.
professional that is. That's amazing.
They're not difficult either. If we've got time after the main demo, we might have a go at getting that one.
So this is adjustable, you say?
It is. If you want to slip it off the stand, you'll see on the side closest to you that you've got
round.
2 segments that cross over. So that one is completely adjustable.
Ah, I'll just hold. Wow, absolutely amazing. And very intricate, and again showing off the actual wire weaving that you can create with that. This was the one that Gem said's her favourite here. We've called it the heartbeat.
Yes, that's another one of my signature pieces, is to have a heartbeat going across.
Love it. And you're going to be demonstrating this as well.
Indeed, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, I'm going to take a mosey over to you then, if I can. Take a wander over. The camera's really excited as well about Gem's demos, shaking with excitement. Shaking. Are you all right, my darling?
I'm super, thank you, sweetie pie.
Oh, I'm really excited. I love these colours, and the wire works amazingly with the solar quartz. It's just,
yeah,
because it's so, we were talking about that slightly softer, more classy.
Yeah, it's not your brassy kind of 80s earrings that were this big, that were not necessarily my taste.
It's a little bit more sophisticated, isn't it? Yeah, totally agree.
See, now I probably, if I had been given the strands and asked to use wire, I might have gone for a different colour, but the gold worked incredibly well. So I think it's been really beautifully put together. So big thanks to Helena and Pip for that.
Yeah, they're beautiful, really, really beautiful. It only, and you can actually see the contrast actually, because this piece here, where you've got the beading thread and the chain is that more yellowish gold. You know, each their own. You might prefer the sort of more Indian coloured gold. I'm loving the fact that this is almost bordering on rose gold, the wire.
It is. It's very, very warm, and I have a big soft spot for rose gold. So to have that warmer hint to the coloration is ideal for me.
$22.95 only. Now, very popular as we imagined it was always going to be. Now, apologies, our specifications aren't actually showing on the website. Just to recap, you're getting 10 metres of your 0.4, 10 metres of your 0.6, 10 metres of your 0.8. You're getting 2 strands of your wonderful watermelon quartz as well. Apologise, our specifications aren't listing that there, but $22.95 for everything that you have just heard. And you've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of jewellery, Gem.
Yeah, the brief was to make cocktail rings, so that's why it's so ring heavy, but I thought it'd be rude not to do a pendant because I love pendants.
I love that. I love that. Okay, let's crack on then. So
okay.
You're going to be demonstrating the heartbeat ring.
Indeed, yes. And what we're going to use is the 0.8 wire for the shank and for where the ring sits in the bezel. And then to create the prongs, we would use the 0.6 wire. Now, I always used to be a little bit afraid of 0.6. However, Gemma is absolutely on the money. It's a fantastic wire to use. I really love to twist it up. So just make 2 or 4 strands, and then you can make really heavy-duty talks with it as well.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to experiment, and you've got plenty in there anyway.
Yeah, you can double it up if you want something a little bit thicker, or suddenly you can use it for so much.
Absolutely. Like I say, we're going to use the 0.6 to do the prong setting, but the act of having the heartbeat across the front will also strengthen the bond and keep your stone in place.
Fabulous.
So, righty-ho.
How much have you got there?
That is around about 30 inches, 33 inches perhaps. I always cut too much, and then what I have left over I make little charms with, and quite often rose rings. So
Lovely.
it's better, you can't add on. So it's better to have too much.
Absolutely. And it's good to point out that whilst you've made 9 pieces of jewellery here, you've still got loads of wire left over.
I have, yes. This is the wire from the kit. The 0.4 is the one that you burn through quite a lot of. But even
you've
there,
still got some left.
There is still plenty left on there to do a few. You can't actually see it very well. Let me turn it that way. There's still enough on there to do a few more jobs. Lots and lots of the 0.6 left, and quite a bit of the 0.8 as well. So I'm actually not going to cut into the demo kit, because then that can be sold, and we'll just use what we've got here.
That's fantastic, because that means one more person will be successful.
Absolutely, and I hope you get them, because they are really, really pretty. Okay, so to start off with, I warm the wire up a little bit as it's come off the reel. It's quite cold, and as you warm it, and try not to poke Elle in the bump.
She gets in the way. She does get in the way.
Have you? Is it she?
It's definitely a she, yeah. Definitely a she. Sorry, I don't thought you knew that.
No,
Martha's just like, and for the next 20 years, Elle.
Good luck. What we would do is start around about 6 inches in from the end, and I'm going to spin the wire around the mandrel at approximately the size that I want 4 times.
Okay. I have got mandrels coming up, by the way, after this, so
handy.
We'll let Gem do a demonstration. We'll bring those to you in a bit.
Okay, so all I have done here, I did that quite quickly, sorry, is just whiz around 4 times, and you've got one wire going one way, one wire going the other way. And this is the point in time that you would choose your size. I tend to just make rings and put them on the stand, and I believe that if they sort of fit my 2 fingers, that they'll fit most people. But obviously if you're making for commission, then you would use a mandrel with sizes on. So what we would do now is cross the shorter wire in the direction where it will go over the 4 rounds of the ring shank. Now I use my pointy-ended bent nose pliers for everything, but I'm just putting a 90-degree turn just across. And what I need to do now is take the ring off the mandrel, feed this wire all the way round the inside of the ring shank, so that it's going to come back out in this direction. So just to hold the form of the ring, so that it doesn't deform too much, but we will pop it back on the mandrel in a moment. So I'm taking the tail end of the shorter length of wire all the way through the centre of the ring and back out in the direction that it started. What we're doing here is we're creating a definitive size, and we're also trying to bundle things together a bit. So you can take it off and use pliers, but what I tend to do is use the handle of my pliers and just press down a little bit.
Oh yeah, top
and
tip.
then there's no marking taking place.
You've got that softer grip as well, haven't you, on the handle, so it's naturally going to protect the wire.
It does indeed. We do have on the website nylon jaw pliers as well, which you can use.
Yes.
But a top tip is just to, these are so lovely and soft. I think they're blue now, not purple anymore, but they're exactly the same. So that's the size of the ring that we want to do. So the next thing I need to do is to create a round in the long piece of wire, the long tail, that is going to be approximately the size of the piece that I want to use. Now, I'm not using the drill hole today. I'm going to use this as if it was a cabochon, purely because it works nicely with this design.
Okay.
But obviously,
so you could use the drill hole if you wanted to, but you don't have to.
Absolutely, and there are ways and means once you pop it inside. If you're unsure and you want to use the drill hole, you can feed one of the 0.4 pieces all the way through and then draw it underneath what will become the head of the ring and wrap it around a few times. So there are options to use that if you want to.
Okay.
And as we were talking earlier, if you're new to wire work or you're unsure of the design, then that's always a way to sort of help you feel a bit more secure.
Security, yes.
So my long piece of wire is coming in this direction towards me. So I'm going to slip this off the ring, and I'm going to use the mandrel to create an approximately round-ish shape, like this. And that just gives us a place to start.
Ah, now I see what you're doing here.
It's gone a little bit tighter than I wanted it to, but the shape is there.
Yeah.
So I'm centering that shape around where I want it to appear on the ring. Now, one of the ring designs had the stone all the way to one side of the shank and like a drop. It's the one at the very, very back in the middle.
Yes.
And that is an alternative way of setting your stones on a ring. But for this one, I like it sat across the centre of the shank.
This is the one. Can you see that? Can you see? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Super. So, I mean, that could be worn face down or face up. Either way, whichever makes you happy.
Okay.
So once we have got the size approximately correct, and we do have plenty of opportunities to give this a little bit of a tiger tickle to make it fit right, we're going to cut off after about 3 or 4 inches the long tail. Now you can see I have used way too much, but we will always use that wire later. I'm going to generate a little bit of a swirl with this shorter tail. It's now shorter, and you can do this with some round nose pliers, and this is just going to give us a little bit of extra added strength underneath the stone. Now, I've done a double prong set ring with you before, so I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. And what we'll do is create prongs around the outside of our ring head, but we're going to weave backwards and forwards underneath, and that creates a really safe, firm basket. That stone's going nowhere.
Right.
So for this, I would use a length of the 0.6, which is the last reel I pick up. Obviously.
Typical, isn't it?
Now, you do need a fair bit for this.
Okay.
So
I'll move out the way.
I would say at least 28 inches there.
Okay, which is, yeah, okay. So about 3/4 of a metre.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not very good at metric.
No, neither am I, neither am I. Whilst you're doing that cutting and everything, we'll just bring these in because we've got a trio of mandrels, and we did mention it earlier on. Now, these aren't just for your rings. You can use these for jump rings in particular. They're fantastic because you have got the actual graduation, and you do get 3 different shapes. If I just hold them like this, firstly, so you can actually see those different shapes: circular, triangular, and also square. Can you see those? Now, it should be 1885, but all 3 for under £10 today, and they are the metal mandrels, which means that they are made to last. They have got obvious durability. £9.95 only for all 3 of these. I mean, what's a mandrel? What do we use these mandrels for, Gem? Just if I can quickly ask you to
For me, it's creating shapes in wire, but also in classic silversmithing, you would use it as a triplet. You would hammer against it to generate a shape in sheet or in wire.
Triplet.
I like that word.
Yeah, it's good.
Reminds me of Star Trek for some reason.
Okay.
Other 1960s sci-fi shows are available. But for these, you know those rose quartz that we had, which were the beautiful faceted? I would create little circles in wire for those to sit in, and using that would mean you'd get the perfect alienation. You'd be able to get that size exactly the same over and over. So you can make some lovely earrings and pop those rose quartz in.
And once you've got, I mean, these are like professional mandrels.
Yes.
I mean, when I looked at, if I think about workshops that that I used to go to, you know, repair workshops, etc., certain jewellery establishments, it'd be this kind of mandrel that they'd actually have.
It is,
because you can hammer onto it as well. So like Gem just mentioned, you can actually really apply pressure to these, and you do get the 3 different shapes. So fantastic also for chainmail. So if you're thinking, I want the fancy jump rings, which are nigh on impossible to get hold of because they always sell out. I know Fleur always talks about them, the fancy jump rings. Then here's a great way of actually commissioning your own.
Yeah, I hadn't actually thought of it in that light, but that's a really good way to think of it. But what I will say is that presumably they're steel. They look steel to me. They will last forever. You can hammer on them. You might get the odd ding in them, but then they're not going to go anywhere.
No,
they're
exactly.
Fantastic.
And to be honest, I actually prefer it when tools look, especially like our guest designers, when I look at their tools and think, they're well used, they're well loved, and they're still going strong. You know, I think that speaks volumes for the quality of what we bring you here. And you're getting all 3 for that's less than £3.33 each.
That's amazing, because normally I would be looking to spend £17 or £18 on a single triplet. So to have them in that quality at that price, I would be getting them whether or not I was doing jump ring making or professional silversmithing, because there's so many other things you can use them for. I mean, I'm just thinking in terms of making a bezel for silversmithing, those are ideal because you can really form around them before you solder.
Absolutely.
And that they're tapered as well is ideal, because it's you get some which are uniform.
Well, it's another way of getting different shapes, isn't it?
Okay,
So
fantastic.
Different sizes, rather. Fabulous. Loads of you with us. Well done. Well, thank you for allowing us to bring that. Just wanted to bring that opportunity and squeeze it in. So, and it seemed like a natural time to do that.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. So what we would do next is take the length of 0.6 that we talked about, which was 27 inches, 3/4 of a metre, give or take.
Yeah.
And we need to whiz that around 3 or 4 times to generate an anchor point on one of the outer circles. It doesn't really matter where you start, because we're going to tie it all together. But if I just pop that through and then start to tighten it up. Now I'm doing the shallow end, the short end first, because it's just a little bit easier to get a really nice tight finish. Now I'm going to pull the circle out of shape and away from the shank of the ring just for a moment, because it enables me to get right in here and get this loose end really, really tight. You don't want that to stick into the skin or to catch on clothing, because it's goodbye ring.
Yeah, and gemstone,
Potentially, yeah, absolutely. So if I just snooch that up together, I've started over here, which might seem unusual, but it doesn't matter because we would go all the way round. First thing that we would do is generate our first prong. So I make my prongs quite long because it's a 0.6 wire, and I want my gemstones to stay in place forever. So I've generated a 90-degree turn, and that's around about 1 inch away from the circle of the head of the ring. And I'm just going to push that, and my long piece of wire is going underneath the circle. And then I pull it through, and what I would do now is whiz around 3 times. I'm just going to push it rather than try and feed the end through. What you're doing there is you're bending a piece of wire that you're very soon going to be using. So when you push the wire, not only do you work hard on it, but you there's a finite amount of times you can bend wire.
Yeah.
So we want to bend that a minimal amount.
Yes, of course.
Because it gets harder to use, and also it becomes more brittle in a way.
Absolutely. And you might have kinks in the end of the wire that you're... and you really would rather have the kinks, if at all, at the part that you're just about to...
Absolutely. So it just makes sense to sort of feed it through.
Did that make any sense? Well, not what I said. Ignore what I said. Everything that Gem said.
I think she made sense.
I knew what I meant, but it didn't come out quite right.
So what I've done after the prong and before the prong, I've done 3 wraps around this circle, which is like the outer bezel of our ring, if you like. Now my wire needs to come across the circle. So at this point, I would offer in the gemstone to make sure that my circle is the right size for my gem. Now, I'm not talking about the shank, but if we can refer to that as the bezel, then you'll know what I mean. Now, that's going to come underneath the circle that is our bezel and through, so that we have a nice flat piece of wire creating a bed underneath where the stone will sit. Right, move my finger out the way, you can see I'm just going to draw that through, and in making that piece of wire go wide, we're stopping it from bending too much, okay? So I'm going to come over here with a bit of a swirl in the middle to generate strength, and then I'm going to pop up just out here. Now that's got a bit of a kink in it, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a flattening and a straightening until I get a nice shape for the next prong. And I will do this one more time, and then I'll take you to the here's one I prepared earlier, because you don't need to see this over and over. So the long piece of wire is going underneath. In fact, what I can do is just flip that all the way around underneath. The wire has come back under the circle, and it needs to wind around the bezel now. And what I'm going to do is attach it to the swirl we made, and this will lock the size into place. So doing what we did earlier, which was to feed the wire up through. Whoop, I've just pulled it out of shape on telly. How rude. So bear with me a second.
Just goes to show that sometimes, well, firstly that we are not pre-recorded.
Yes, absolutely. We're not, we are live. So I'm just going to pull that back into position and then spin around 3 times, which will lock the size of the bezel. So pushing up through, having a slightly tighter grip on it this time so it doesn't go all out of shape. And for the 3rd time, exactly the same thing. I've gone around the outer ring and part of the swirl. So I have now got 3 wraps, a prong, 3 wraps, and then a little bit of a kink into the middle of the ring to form a cradle. Then I've created another prong over here, and I've got 3 wraps. So now I would draw the wire underneath, and I think this time I'm going to go directly opposite. And what I would do here, spin around 3 times and create another prong.
Okay.
If I pop this one to one side, I can show you what it looks like before you put the stone in.
Yes, fabulous.
And then I can explain exactly what has happened.
Now it's looking like it's taking shape.
It looks a bit like a ring at the moment. So.
Yes.
So what we have done here is we've created our circle to the correct size, and I've put a little bit of wire underneath to act as a cradle. Get that in the right orientation. You've got,
which of course is going to be hidden by the gemstone.
it will be hidden by the gemstone, but that's sort of a bit corseted, which I think is quite nice. But you've got this sort of sunburst effect, and I've gone from here to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. So that adds strength to the design. And what happened with the end of the wire is it went around and around and around 3 times on the bezel circle, okay? So we would now pop the ring in, pop the stone into the ring.
We know what you mean.
That's a good job, isn't it? I've only had 1 coffee, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Need to get you more coffee.
Yeah, I think so. So we would pop our watermelon in. Now, it's equally beautiful either side, but obviously you can choose a piece that really appeals to you. And that fits inside the circle that we've generated. And what I would do here is push 1 prong over and then go opposite. So you'd sort of go north-south and then go to east and west.
Same as if you were actually gem setting, actually. You do
It
that
is.
same technique just to make sure that it is central.
Yep, and that will stop the thing from sliding over to one side. Because if you get it just off to one side, you're going to look at that for the rest of forever thinking, that's not right, I wish I hadn't done it like
absolutely.
that. So you might as well do it right. Oh look, we did 8 on this one, but it doesn't really matter how many prongs you end up with. It just so happens that this one we did 8. If you want to aim to do 8, then it should all fit because they're of a similar nature.
Okay.
And then again, we would go north, south, east, west. Just pushing them in with my fingers until they're all sat down. Now what you can do is create a little bit of a curve on the end of the prongs so that they sit down flat, but I like to get the bend around the outside set first, so that in my mind I know where that bend is and I don't have to go back. Because if you pre-bend it, it doesn't always line up.
Yep.
So once you've got your setting thusly, we would just very gently put the end of quite a fine plier underneath and just do a little bit of a tilt, and that draws it down. If I pop that sideways, you can see that we've got a little bit just there. Can you see? Yeah, you can see the curve there. So we would just do that for all of them, and then we're going to add our heartbeat.
Lovely. So this is what we're talking about for those of you that have just tuned in. This is one of Gem's signature designs, the heartbeat, and you can obviously see why on a heart monitor. I love that. I think this could be really like symbolic, couldn't it?
It is. I mean, if you are a survivor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's quite nice, or if it's in memoriam of someone, but we're not going to get into
No, don't get
all
that,
of
because I almost cried the other day on air, and I tell you what, yeah.
Oh, sweetheart, don't be doing that.
No,
It's
in a nice
positive
way.
thing.
It was
It's
a nice
positive
way.
thing.
Anyway, sorry.
That's all right. No, in a way, for me, the heartbeat ring says, I love you with all of my heart. And I know that's a bit slushy for me, because I don't normally do slushy. So it's really now a case of offering your wire over. We had that tail left. And we're going to put a shape in it. Now, you can see what the classic design is, but obviously you could use a genuine heart trace if you wanted to have a specific shape. But I would use the bent nose pliers and create a bend up. And then up here, create a bend going down the other side. It needs to dip down lower than your original wire.
Yeah.
Back up, and then I'm going to put the flat line back to where the flat line began. Now, I'm going to tighten that up slightly because I think it will look nicer. Another thing you can do is add a bit of contrasting wire if you wanted to.
Yeah,
You've
that
got
could
lots
work.
of options.
Yeah. Now, wonderful. Thank you so much, Gem. Thank you for showing us one of your signature designs. Now, we've got time to squeeze in one more bundle. One more bundle. So, absolutely incredible. Let's take a wander this way. As always, you're amazing, Gem. Now, just imagine a very dramatic, stormy night. Well, this gorgeous gemstone has certainly got that drama. Totally and utterly natural. Obsidian comes in a plain black. You can also get sort of lovely golden inclusions running through. Snowflake obsidian is a monochrome gemstone where you have, well, basically displays which look remarkably similar to a snowflake being printed across the actual surface of the gemstone. And it's most definitely a black gemstone, but it's a slightly softer black. Now, if you're thinking, gosh, almost looks like it's got a coating across it. Actually, no. It's a gemstone which is very highly reflective. It gives you incredible amounts of luster. And with these lovely organic shapes, really embraces the curves, the crevices, all those wonderful formations which are totally and utterly natural. Now you're getting 4 strands here, 260 carats, and it's 80 centimetres on each of those strands. That's working out at 3.2 metres in total, so that's a lot of genuine gemstones. Great for layering up. I mean, you could literally restrand these, which I would suggest. It's looking like they're actually on some kind of elastic or monofilament anyway, so quite secure, but I would suggest restranding. And just layer it up around the neckline. Layer it up like so. Maybe just, look, here we go. Because they're finished pieces of jewellery, aren't they? Like this. Let me just put my hair out the way. And this is how I wear it. Or wear these, I should say. It's the Barker twist. I don't think I can say it's the Barker twist, because to be honest, I did steal this. I did steal this off lots of our guest designers, I mean, honestly. Look how beautiful. Should be £11.80. That's an incredible deal. All the way down for 4 strands of genuine gemstones. You've certainly heard about the wonderful Mark Smith talking about his memory wire bracelets. You can get 3 memory wire bracelets out of one of those 360 strands, and you've got 4 here. $6.95 though for all 4. Well done. Get involved as soon as you possibly can. Now, have I got time to sort of squeeze in the colour pop? If we're quick, Ryan says. If we're quick. I'll pop them to the bottom of the screen. Yeah, we've got to do this. Now, this is all magnesite. These remind me of sort of sherbet colours. Look at these. I love them. I love the orange. Now, you get 3 different strands. I just want to show you the orange first, because you've got these gorgeous wheels. Aren't they amazing? They're like little orange segments.
They're a fantastic colour and shape.
Really
usable.
Gorgeous. And you don't see many orange gemstones. Not, you know, juicy, zesty orange like this. Probably the only one I can think of to hand is spessartite, and that's exceedingly rare and expensive. But even papradacha is more of a peach, isn't it? The zesty orange like this, you don't see every day. And then we've got a combination of... Gosh, I just shunned papradacha sapphire then, didn't I? I literally shunned it. Well, I don't think it does compare. It doesn't, really.
It's my favourite sapphire, so I'm not going to involve myself in this one.
Fair. Hey, listen, I love papradacha as well, but no, I'm just saying there's very few juicy orange colours, aren't there? Then you've got your purple teardrops or pear drops, and last but by no means least, look at these. Big, sizable, faceted boulders, octagons we've described them as, 530 carats on this one strand alone, 24 by 16 millimetres, all coming your way. Oh, this is incredible for summer. I just restrand all of these.
I love that purple, that's amazing.
See, you're loving the purple, I'm loving the orange.
And together it's pumpkin Halloween, isn't it?
$11.95 only for all 3. The beauty of magnesite is it is currently, and I say currently because I can't tell what's going to happen in the future, but currently magnesite is a very affordable gemstone. There are distinct similarities to that of your turquoise because it has that lovely matrix patterning across the surface of them. You get lovely webbing and veining through. Currently it's affordable, so that's not to say that in 2 years' time it's going to be this. It's still going to be at prices like this. You know, Mother Nature does throw curveballs at us. All of a sudden they'll become very, very, very rare. Well done. Do stay where you are on those phone lines. I love that for summer. I'm just thinking this could be perfect for some tribal S jewellery.
I saw the first strand, the orange, and thought immediately of 1980s surfer chic.
Yeah. They'd be fab, wouldn't they?
Little chokers that we all used to wear.
Yes.
Colour blocked. That would be awesome.
I'm running out of time, but that doesn't mean you have. So if you haven't yet dialed, speak to our wonderful contact centre. Do stay where you are on those phone lines. Had to bring those to you. Great opportunity to get hold of your really intense, vibrant colours. Don't forget, you've been asking for it for about a year. We have the bead scoop, the return of, coming your way, along with amazing pearls, and for the first time ever, incredible chocolate moonstone. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back after this.
Join Jewellery Maker for our Day at the Races weekend. Our designers will have you chomping at the bit, featuring everything from micro macrame and diamond copper wire to sterling silver and fascinators. If you want to be a front runner, make sure you tune in for lots of inspiration and tutorials straight from the horse's mouth. Our amazing star buys will get you off to a flying start, and our jewellery kits are sure to put you on a winning streak. You simply must watch the show. Sorry to be a nag. Join Mark Smith as he introduces you to the incredible world of macrame. In this DVD, Mark guides you along step by step into all the techniques you will need to get started for some fabulous new designs. This includes the tools of the trade, getting started, incorporating beads, finishing touches, and finally learn how to create the beautiful goddess bracelet. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. We are are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with Jewellery Maker. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that slight delay. That was totally my fault. I was engrossed with all the bead scoops. I was, back by popular demand. It is the return of the bead scoop. We have got, oh, it's cue for a song, that. Return of the bead scoop. I should never sing. I should never, ever allow me to sing. No, you've been asking for it for literally 12 months because it is, and I understand why, because it is a great way and a really savvy way of buying your gemstones. Now, this is all about the monochrome, so you've got beautiful black and whites coming up, and all different kinds of gemstones in there, from your shell to your magnesite you just saw, to your onyx, to your spinel, to your clear quartzes. You've got some which are really lovely. I mean, I've just picked one up and this is what I was looking at. Look at that lovely shape. Drilled through the centre. It's like a chess shape, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely.
Isn't that gorgeous? You've got pearls in there as well. Marquise shaped pearls. Absolutely beautiful. Mini cabochons, really, within. Loads and loads and loads. That's coming up at 11:30. So if you were, we've got 1,000 in stock. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge opportunity, so please do stay where you are. Now, the lovely gem, bless your little cottons gem, you restranded one for me.
I did.
Excuse me. This is just one pack. So, this is over 1 metre of gemstones. You might get a little bit more than that. You might get a little bit less. But over 1 metre of various different shapes, gemstones, cuts, and believe me, the price is amazing too. You're not going to want to miss out on that. Gem, do you know where it's going to?
I'm so excited for you. It's just going to be fantastic.
It is going to be fab, and I know how much you love your bead scoops. So they're coming up at 11:30, so do stay tuned for that. I've also got, for the first time ever, I've never actually been able to bring this to you before, moonstone, a gemstone which was absolutely adored by the Romans. They believed that it was solidified rays of the moon, quite literally. Incredible adolescence. It does come in different colours. I know that the more stereotypically, the more familiar type of moonstone would be sort of the white colour, but you can have it in pink, you can have it in blue, you can have it in black, and you can have it also in these gorgeous chocolate colours. Now, when I was initially told that we had this included in this morning's show, I was like, okay, so I was wondering, I was kind of scratching my head, how is that going to affect the adolescence, the phenomena of the gemstone? Because it's like, well, is it going to hold it in, contain it somewhat, or is it going to enhance it, like sometimes gemstones do? Like you've heard me talking about tiger's eye. I do think the colours really enhance the phenomena. Look at this. Some of the most incredibly reflective moonstone that I've ever seen. I'm absolutely smitten in there. You've got black moonstone, you've got lovely peachy colours, incredibly rare. I've never brought it to you previously before, and this has been launched today. at 10 to 11. So again, so much to bring you. Plus, I've got amazing biwa pearls, I've got incredible bundles, sapphires coming your way, emeralds coming up, all different kinds. So it's going to be an incredible morning show. Shall we get started? Oh yeah. Let's start with, on the back of your magnesite, a double strand of natural turquoise. You've got 167 carats. Natural turquoise. If you see a W, and for some reason I'll say an I, we need to. Can you put a note on that, Rob? It's not irradiated. So that's. Our I means waxing, apparently. That it makes no sense at all, but there we go. I don't know. I'll ask Hannah about it. But yeah, waxing is not actually a treatment. It's basically a way of polishing the gemstone, basically. So it's not actually a treatment. It's not affecting the colour, the dye, the actual structure of the gemstone in any way, shape or form. Now, this is Tibetan turquoise. So you've got that lovely combination of those blues and greens and a double strand opportunity, going right the way up to 10 by 2 millimetres and almost a metre in length. So great for creating textural design. Don't you think that turquoise is one of the most obvious of all gemstones? I mean, you can imagine someone walking past you in the street wearing a wonderful turquoise piece, and you'll recognise it straight away, because when you get quality turquoise like this, it's all about the colour. You don't want it to be black, you don't want it to be grey or insipid, you want it to have that definite colour. Also, it's the only gemstone which actually has got a colour named after the actual gem itself, and you love, well, it's all personal preference. If you prefer turquoise to have less of a matrix or webbing, then go for the Sleeping Beauty, but very, very costly. If you like to have the formations running within, and I like both, that's the thing, I can't make a decision because I think there's occasions for both. This is the more recognised, I guess. This is the more symbolic, this is the more usual type of turquoise that we expect. Then now is the time to be getting involved, because Rob did say that he had an incredible show lined up for you. $5.95 for almost a metre of natural Tibetan turquoise. It's an exceedingly rare gemstone. Yes, it's been around for thousands upon thousands of years. However, because it is so shallow mined, it's not something like tanzanite where you can sort of keep drilling basically and hope. This gemstone becomes less and less and less the deeper that you actually sort of penetrate the Earth's crust. So it's exceedingly rare, and that's a price point I'd have never even imagined. I mean, Rob, I was expecting, yeah, they're nuggets, so yeah, okay, they might have been faceted off different gemstones and then obviously combined into this one strand. I still would have put it in excess of £20, and I'm talking Jewellery Maker prices. $5.95. That's an add it to your order no-brainer, isn't it? Susan, Tatiana, Richard, hello, Helen, Maeve, Yorkshire, you've got yours, Lizzie in Pembrokeshire. I mean, I know we say it on a regular basis, Gem, but I genuinely do not know a single other establishment, jewellers or suppliers, traders, that will be able to match this price point. I genuinely don't know of anyone.
No, when I first got into making jewellery, before I'd heard of Jewellery Maker, I would go to the wonderful world of Webland.
Yes.
And you could get 50 beads, which is probably about that much of that strand, for £5.
Yep.
And
are we talking turquoise?
Genuine turquoise,
yeah,
but 50 beads. And you get it in a tiny little transparent plastic Ziploc bag.
Right.
And it wouldn't be enough to do much of anything with, because by the time you stranded it, you'd need to have bought about 5 of them.
Right, and also you have to be very careful when you're buying elsewhere, because turquoise is a gemstone where there are lots of imposters, shall we say, so do make sure you buy from a reputable source. Well done. From turquoise, let's move to incredible zircon. I think these two as a combination, oh wow. This gemstone it's like sugar crystals. You can see incredible fire, you can see amazing amounts of sparkle within. I always call it the very beginning of beauty, because the time our Earth began to spin, this wonderful gemstone actually started its incredible journey. It's all about the sparkle, and you can understand why many high-end jewellery establishments look at zircon as I don't know, a sister or a sibling or a brother to maybe some of the finest diamonds in the world. That's why it's often used as accent in a gemstone. It's all about the sparkle. But this gemstone is exceedingly rarer than diamonds. In actual fact, if this was marketed in the same way, if zircon was marketed in the same way that diamonds were, then it would be deplete within just a year. 365 days it would have depleted. So astonishingly rare. And I was actually asked, I think it was my dad actually who asked me a while back, he said, El, well, why is zircon not as well known as diamonds if it's rarer than a diamond? And it's all down to marketing, basically. Why would any company, De Beers or otherwise, invest millions upon millions of pounds into a gemstone which is only going to last a year? It's just simply, it's not logical, is it? Let's bring that price point for you, $6.95. This is one of those days where I'm going to say stock up your stash, because we've got exceedingly rare gemstones coming up at just astonishingly affordable prices. I mean, Gem, we haven't even gone through £15 here, and we've brought two of the rarest gemstones.
Absolutely, and two that, as you were saying, are difficult to get genuine.
Yes.
So I love zircon. The sparkle that comes from that stone, even through the TV screen, because quite often it's sort of lost, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Zircon is such a sparkler that you can actually see it, and I adore it.
I do as well. It does everything. It surpasses diamonds on many levels, but in terms of its colour palette, zircon is very similar to a diamond. You can get coloured zircons, you can get champagne zircons, cognac zircons, you can have colourless zircon as well. It's a gemstone that I wear all the time. You know, along with my diamond, I also wear a zircon all the time, and very difficult to tell them apart in actual fact, but it's all about that gorgeous fire. Angela, Kathy, hello to you, West Midlands, Andrea, Shirley, Ingrid, Heidi, Susan, Catherine, you're with me, and Lynn in Belfast, well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Moving on to... I've not seen this strand before. When did this arrive? Okay. I'm not making any comparisons whatsoever, but if you look at some of our closest associates, one-of-a-kind pieces of jewellery, ones that are set into 18 karat gold and with diamonds, etc., would be your green tourmaline. Green tourmaline, like your rubellite, like Paraiba, is some of the rarest colours, like indicolite. Those, in actual fact, those four I would say are the rarest colours. Obviously Paraiba being the number one. When it's got that real depth, like an olive green, but then still has got an amazing clarity, gosh, you can expect price points of 4 figures and then some. And then some. I've got no idea, Rob, what this price is. Rob's smiling now because he knows I'm really shocked by this. Rob, tourmaline, sorry, not just Rob, tourmaline is a type 3 gemstone, right? We know that. So like an emerald, we expect it to have internal inclusions. We expect it to have le jardin, so cloudiness. We expect it to have veining somewhere through. OMG! Jem, are you seeing that from there?
Yeah, absolutely. There is nothing else on this earth that will look like a green tourmaline.
No, we are talking rare colours. But let's double that rarity with the fact that these are, some of them, absolutely beautifully clear. I'm not going to say flawless because very few coloured gemstones are. Well, eternally flawless is something you refer to diamonds, but look at that clarity. Can I just go as far as saying that this is singly, hands down, one of the best strands of gemstones that we've ever brought you here at Jewellery Maker. And Rob's like, look, Rob's laughing at me because he said, Elle, you've got no idea what we're taking this to. Who bought this? Our buying team, they need an absolute giant pat on the back for this because that's incredible, $12.95. Please, I encourage you, if you don't know about tourmaline as a gemstone or don't know what colours, etc., to look for and the clarities, etc., have a little look at some really close competitors, and not necessarily competitors. Have a little look at green tourmaline, particularly the olive, the colour, the darker the colour in particular. It's 4 figures. every green tourmaline that I've sold previously of that shade has been in 4 figures. Always.
I have a ring habit. It's a problem, I'll admit it.
Yeah, me too.
I love rings.
Me too.
I've got maybe 8 Russian diopside rings, which I adore, one of my favourite gemstones, but I have only 1 green tourmaline because it is that little bit more price-wise, and it is harder to come by a nice one. And that strand is outstanding. I cannot believe you've taken that to $12.95.
No, me. I had no clue, Gem, this was going anywhere near. I've got people multi-buying, and I tell you what savvy collectors that you are. You are really savvy. And I'm going to put this out there. If I was to if I had a phone here in the studio and I was to ring one of my friends down on Hatton Garden, because I have got connections still down on Hatton Garden from all the years within the trade. If I phoned a personal friend of mine who's still in the industry down at that neck of the woods, as we know, Hatton Garden is one of the most, it's a big place for gemstones here in the UK. He would be on the phone lines right now. He would, without shadow of a doubt, be on the phone lines right now. And even if he was to go on and refacet these, you know, because, all right, they're a little bit more irregular in their shape, so maybe he'd want to facet them into slightly smaller, round, brilliant cuts or something like that, use them as accents and gemstones. I don't know, I'm just putting that one out there. Without shadow of a doubt, I think he'd be on those phone lines. Fiona, Diana, Lorna, hello to you, Jacqueline, Jennifer, Jen, Jacqueline, hello, all the J's. Hello to you, Claire, Lynn, Joe, Tina, Leslie and Elizabeth and Lynn and Rosie and Janet and Adele and Veronica and Merseyside. Absolutely incredible. Have we still got stock of that, Rob? Have we still got some available? Still a few left, okay. 15 are in baskets though, so Gem, I'm going to buy this, stock permitting, and I'm not going to do a single thing with it, I'm just keeping it.
Totally, absolutely. If there are 2 left, I will put one in a box, keep one in a box as is.
Yeah.
Can I just say though, it's really clever faceting and shape. Because when tourmaline grows, it is very reminiscent of that shape, and it's so lovely that you can have that there, made into jewellery, and it's looking like it came out the ground. Well, I'm not saying nothing's been done, but it just reminds me of how tourmaline grows. Well,
and in actual fact, because it is quite column-like in terms of its crystal-like formation, we've got to move on. Sorry, we've got to move on from this. Time is running out. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Moving on to. Oh, these are fab. Now, hang on a minute. The lovely Anne has created some jewellery for you. Look at this colour combination as well. Quite Egyptian. These are new. Look how a couple of them are just on a pair of earrings. Look how fabulous they are. 340 carats. Those flashes of pyrite running through the centre. This gemstone which is steeped in history. I know you already know that, but this is a really unusual shape and size also. 30 by 10 millimetres. We've got some text messages. I have this strand and it's lovely. That's Dawn talking about the tourmaline. It is amazing. Angela, hi Elle, I have a green tourmaline diamond ring. I paid a 4-figure price tag and love it. Thank you, Ange. Thank you for messaging in. I've sold them loads of times before in 18 carat with diamonds. Absolutely amazing, genuinely, and I'm joining you on that. It's just incredible. And I don't know what I do with it. I'm just going to keep hold of it for the time being. Anyway, moving on. So this gorgeous gemstone which is steeped in history, you want those wonderful, I always say it, Arabian night colours. I can just imagine sort of Aladdin and Jasmine on their magic carpet with the stars in the sky. You want it to have that intensity of colour. Rob's like, oh, that's really cute. I love a Disney film, see. I love, and Pixar, all of those. I do love a cartoon, I should say, shouldn't I? But if you think about that Arabian sky, then that's what a lapis lazuli actually aspires to be. And the more of those golden flecks, those dustings of gold, fool's gold as we know it is, within, the better, the more valuable. Now, massive quantity of this opportunity, loads of you already on the phone lines, and it's coming your way at a launch price of $7.95. Is this going to be a theme, Rob? 2.5p a carat. I can't say that sentence. 2.5p a carat. I don't think a carat would cost 2.5p, to be honest. I think you pay more than that for a carat.
You do. Categorically.
And I'm not making comparisons because carats, rubbish in comparison to genuine gemstones. Zara, Sandra, Hampshire, Rosie, Lindsay, Janet, lovely to be with you. And a great shape which you can use a lot of, in all pieces of jewellery, can't you?
You can indeed. I mean, it does go so beautifully with the colours that Anne's chosen there. But you can use lapis with anything. I'd be tempted to rosary link it, make a great big long chain.
Oh, that you could just loop over.
Yeah.
It'll go amazing with your wire in the next kit as well, won't it?
It would be absolutely spot on.
And look how just one could easily be that focal point, could easily be like a tassel, the top of a tassel or something like that.
A lariat style necklace or something.
In fact, where you've got the weight of the gemstone naturally holding the structure of the actual design of the piece. Love this. Brand new, introductory price point, so therefore the best time to get it is the first time, without shadow of a doubt. Jean knows it, Angelina knows it, Kathy knows it, East Sussex and West Midlands and Manchester. Very good morning to each and every single one of you. Yeah, I'm thinking a lariat style would be amazing with this, so you could wear it any which way, wrap it round maybe sort of 3-4 times, or even wear if you've got a lovely backless dress or something like that, so you've just got a couple of the lapis lazuli suspended. It's very sexy.
It is, and it feels so nice against the skin because it's weighty and you've got the reminiscence of gold in there. It's just gorgeous.
Lovely. Louise is saying that's really Egyptian. It is, absolutely. It's a very Egyptian gemstone, really. You know, as we know, Cleopatra absolutely adored her lapis lazuli. Thank you, Anne, as well, my lovely, for your pieces of jewellery to really show off the quality of the gemstones. Moving on to... You were talking about rosary links, Gem.
Ooh. Is that a meter's worth?
A metre, but this is even more delicate than what you've seen before. I'm going to hold it back across the back of the hand so that you can really appreciate the delicacy of these rosary links. I mean, this is very high-end jewellery. I was only talking earlier on, I was in Rome this weekend. I love the fact this is more of a peachy colour of smoky quartz. Anyway, so I was in Rome this weekend, and obviously it's a very Catholic city. We know that, of the Vatican City, etc. But rosary links like this were in all of the jewellery houses. And very, 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 very high end. I love that combination where you have got that slight sort of latte colour alongside the buttery gold here. But look at the delicacy of that silver work. And it is solid sterling silver with your yellow gold overlay. Now, coming your way, I can hear Rob mumbling away in the background. I love these mumbling. Should be $14.95. He says I'm mumbling because I'm doing this out. $9.95.
Nope.
$9.95. Can I just hold this out again? Because, Gem, you've easily got 2 necklaces just there. You've got countless bracelets or anklets.
You could multi-layer and do a real feature with it. Oh, that's stunning. I can't believe how much you've got there.
And could create with it as well, with
definitely.
such little time and skill. I'm going to say it. Hey, listen, I'm all about keeping life simple sometimes. I don't think there's a problem with why would you want to replicate this? Why? Because it would take you hours upon hours, probably days in actual fact, to recreate this piece without the cost, because I certainly don't think you'd be able to even source the sterling silver or the genuine gemstones at £10. So it's uncommissionable with that in mind. So, you know, spend your time elsewhere. I think these are lovely chains. They look incredible for that.
Absolutely.
Right, well done. Moving on to chrome diopside. We were just talking about this now. You've just seen there some incredible green tourmaline. Now, green tourmaline is it's a type 3 gemstone and you don't see clarity like what we've just described. But one of the rarest of your green gemstones, along with green tourmaline, is definitely chrome diopside. Now this is, I'm just double checking out, it's one locational and it is from the Russian mine. Now I cannot stress, it's only my humble opinion, and I can't say that it will indefinitely come true because I can't read into the future. However, it's not just our job, it is our passion, isn't it, following gemstones. And if you love something for its beauty, that's the first thing that attracts our attention. The rarity then is an added bonus, and then added price points on top, increases in price points. Again, it's a win-win scenario for you if you already own it. If you don't, however, from here on in, expect this gemstone to not just increase, I mean dramatically increase, if you even see it. The last time that we actually bought chrome diopside, when I was speaking to a member of our buying team of TGC, this is back in September, the last time, and I don't think it's changed since then, that we actually bought chrome diopside as in a parcel, which is what you call a parcel, was 2 years ago. So that indicates just how hard it is to get hold of chrome diopside, and whether it be because the mine is closed, whether it be because it is now privately owned and to one Chinese gem lover, I don't know, we can't confirm as of yet. However, Steve Bennett, who again still very much part of the Jewellery Maker team and our buying process, his words to us in the training session were, I am absolutely adamant that I will find the answer to the chrome diopside situation. Either or, you know, once we know, it's not going to change anything. It's still almost impossible to get hold of, and it is still a stunning, beautiful gemstone, and it's natural. Now, should be incredibly, I don't think we can even source it at what you're seeing on your screens right now, $39.95. In fact, I highly doubt we can, but we're not stopping there. There are less than 20 of these available in the world. Again, an indication of just how little we have here as one of the world's largest buyers of your chrome diopside. $29.95. Just an inch at that price, all day long I'd be happy to pay for. I mean, Gem, we go to, I love the expressions that Gem's making in the corner of my, Gem, we go to Gem Trades. I was speaking to my very good friend from the Hong Kong Trade Fair, Arizona Fair rather, in Tucson recently, and they didn't see a single parcel of chrome diopside.
I'm not surprised. I mean, most of us already know that it is incredibly difficult to get out of the ground at the best of times. It's taken all my restraint to stay over here and not scuttle across the studio and swipe that out of your very hands. Because the colourway is, for me, textbook. That is what I look for in a diopside, and truly, it's very difficult to stay here.
Well, you know what, Gem, to be honest, even if you did do your scuttling, there's only 19, so you're probably going to miss out, my lovely. Anne's got one, though. Carol's got one. Lorna's got one. I've got collectors in West Midlands, Merseyside and South Yorkshire. Telephone bidders, please do stay where you are. It's a massive price reduction on a gemstone, which the reality is, we should not be reducing anything. If anything, it should be increasing. If we were most jewellers, which we're not, I know, if we were most retailers and gem traders, we would have increased the price point. I think we're the only establishment in the world, that certainly I know of anyway, that would ever honour prices from the original time of purchase, irrespective of what's gone on since then. So again, and I will try my very best to find out for you, but I don't believe we've actually bought this gemstone in over 2 years, as in a parcel to commission. Just 2 years. We've bought Paraiba tourmalines, we've bought Papadacha sapphires, we've bought decolourless diamonds, we've bought alexandrite, we've bought I could go on and on and on and on. This is the gemstone that, which my last conversation with one of the gem buyers was, no, can't get hold of it. Well done to those that were successful. What would you do with that gem, just quickly, because we've got to move on, but what would you do with this?
Take it out and look at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't think that I could cut the strand. If I had to cut the strand, I would make something that I could look at. So I would use sterling silver or a white gold or even a yellow gold, make a bracelet, have it right where I can see it all the time. Even 3 stones as a trilogy ring.
Yeah, amazing.
Would be
and they
outstanding.
they are solitaire size.
They are.
Absolutely incredible. It's going to be a sellout. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Now, It is time for the first of your star buy this morning. Now, don't forget, we have got the return of the bead scoop. We have got, for the first time ever, your chocolate moonstone. But without doubt, a gemstone which you're always asking us for. And the reality is, even with our incredible buying powers and our pearl connections, we can't physically keep up with the actual demand of, and that is none other than the beautiful, exotic Biwa pearl. Now, I actually put something on my Facebook page the other day, and when I was actually in Stansted Airport, how many times have I spoken about Mary Berry? And there is a point to my story, by the way. There is a point to it. I am obsessed by this woman. I think she is amazing, and I just think she's... is it Ryan, your mum is too? I think she seems like really good fun, and she's such an elegant lady too. I was watching her last night when she was making some amazing roast dinner for her family. Yeah, I just love her. I think she's fabulous, and well, she's been around for a while, isn't she? And that's not me being rude. I'm talking about in the industry, you know, with her cakes, of course. She's probably got countless recipe books out there as well. As you know, she sort of features on one of our biggest, most loved programmes, The Great British Bake Off. Anyway, guess who I bumped into at Stansted Airport?
Did you go fangirl?
Oh my goodness. I walked past her and I was with Tom. I was like, it's Mary Berry. I totally... It's Mary Berry, Tom, and I was like, Tom, it's Mary Berry. And he knows I'm a little bit obsessed with her as well. He was like, go over and have a photo with her. But I was too shy to do that. But anyway, yeah, she's fab. And by the way, she's only tiny. She's really petite. But the reason, I think she's fun, I think she's got a great personality, but I've spoken about her on Jewellery Maker before because I think she's also very sophisticated and very classy. And let's just say, with her experience in the industry, with her being, I'm going to say it, a national treasure, I can imagine she's got a pretty healthy bank balance and could really indulge herself in genuine gemstones because she obviously loves her beautiful jewellery. I always appreciate what she's wearing. But she's been pictured quite a few times actually wearing pearls, but not just, you know, not a cultured pearl, which is a perfect round, which, yeah, are the most expensive, the perfect rounds. However, I've seen her wearing your Boroque pearls. I've seen her wearing your Biwa pearls like this. Perhaps because they have that really organic beauty, perhaps because the curves and the crevices, etc., really maximise on the pearlescence of the actual colours as well. They move and migrate around. So I was like, Mary Berry, I love you all the more now. You could probably afford, if you wanted to spend, I don't know, copious amounts on pearls. But you choose your Biwas, your Keshis, you choose your Boroques because of the beauty and the fact that they are obviously Mother Nature. So obviously. Now these are sizable, big, beautiful black Biwa pearls, right the way up to 26 by 8 millimeters in their dimensions. Those crevices and curves and angles, those swirls and swathes really capture and play with the light. To me, they're pendants. You could very easily just wrap one of these in a simple pendant and commission it with your precious metals, and you've got a very high-end piece of jewellery right there. Actually, when I was away this weekend, I took my Akoya pearl, which is actually a Japanese, listen, country of origin is not what's important right now, but my Akoya pearl, which is set into gold, it's tiny, and I just wear it on a simple gold chain, and I love it. Imagine if you, I mean, that's a lot of pendants that you've got here, just simply attached to sterling, gold, whichever you choose, very, very high-end, but look at the amount of pearlescence. Now, my Akoya pearl doesn't display the colours that you're seeing here. Just look at one, whichever one is grabbing your attention, and as I just ever so slightly orientate my hand back and forth, Tell me what colours that you see. Do you see purples? Do you see blues? Do you see pinks? Do you see greens? Do you see turquoise tones? Flashes of golds? It's an incredibly displacive gemstone. And a biwa pearl, like I said, is formed in the same way within a mollusk. It is an organic, genuine gemstone, but it has got those really wonderful angles and curves, which are so incredibly unique. Now, this star by, our demand simply does, our supply rather does not meet our demand. I wish we had a bigger quantity. The reason for that is, if you think about it, celebrities like Mary Berry are choosing to adorn these beautiful, genuine gemstones. A lot of celebrities are also. The popularity absolutely skyrockets. $16.95 for, like I said, pendants, high-end pieces of jewellery, or just one in a pair of earrings. In fact, I'm going to count just a section, just so you can see how many you're actually getting on this strand. Tons of you with me. I've got 55 available, and that is it. Once they're gone, they're gone. 2, 4, 6. I can count them all if you want, actually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Gosh, one's just stopped me in my tracks. 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68 individual pendants there. Where is it? Where's it gone? Oh, look at this. That's 25 pence per pearl. Look at this one here. Can you see what? That's almost amalite.
That is astonishing. Oh my goodness. That's absolutely stunning.
I'm going to turn it around the other way as well. Let's see. And I'm just this one caught my attention, but that, you know, you'll do that as you go along the entirety of the strand. Amazing. Look at those colours. You do need to start checking out though, because loads of telephone bidders are there as well, so it's a first come first served basis. Jill, Marie, Lynn, Joan, Lorna, Dee, Mary, Elena, hello to you. Joan, I've got Tina and Vivian and Jane in Hampshire and Tracy in Derbyshire. Check out those baskets. Joan in Essex. Hi, hello my lovely. I have them. OMG beautiful. Aren't they, Joan? Aren't they? All of you elegant, beautiful ladies out there really embracing gemstones in their most organic formation. And there's no denying that these are real. No denying whatsoever. Christine, Claire, Kathleen, Belinda, Jane, hello to you. Nikki, you've got yours. I've still got Lindsay and Kimberly and Tina and Vivian and Dawn and Shirley and Derbyshire and Tracy with it in your baskets. And still got people on the phone lines. We had just 55. That's not nearly enough. In fact, we've got nowhere near that. No way near, Rob is actually correcting me right now, so it will be a sellout. In fact, we're over allocated now. Well done, stay where you are on those phone lines, absolutely incredible. Now, moving on to carved gemstones. Now, Carnelian, a member of the agate family, comes with lovely golds and oranges and cream tones, and you've got zesty reds as well within there. A carved gemstone as well for all of you wirework out there, and I know Jem will have probably subconsciously have thought of this as well. Great for anchoring onto, and also with the added security that we were mentioning during the first designer inspiration that you can use through the center and the core of the gemstone. But carved flowers are, without shadow of a doubt, particularly this time of year, some of your favorite sellers here at Jewellery Maker. They're a semi-translucent gemstone carnelian, so you can really, the light can pass through, more so with the lighter tones. And I love them sort of sporadically placed like this. Now, get involved as soon as you possibly can. So a member of the Chalcedony family coming your way at $6.95.
See, now, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I would pay that for carnelian that had nothing done to it.
For chips and nuggets?
Yeah, absolutely. Carnelian that shows all those different colours on a strand is, again for me, the epitome of what I would be looking for. To have that go through the process of being selected, carved, polished, drilled, stranded, outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, carving, like lapis work, it's not something that you just do. It's not like, you know, oh, well, I'll draw a picture or something. It's something that is developed. You have to understand the gemstone's makeup, the refractive indexes, etc., where to orientate the gemstone as best you can. It's a real amazing skill. I mean, one of our living legends within the gemstone world right now, Glenn Lair, is a personal friend of ours, and if you've ever appreciated his work, sort of research it on the web, the Bahia, which is situated within the GIA in America, there's no... it's not, okay, well, that is that. You don't know what it is. It's not a carving of anything in particular. It's a shape, basically, but it's making the most of the gemstone's actual characteristics. Tons of you with us this morning. Very good morning. Nice to have your company. Marie, Sylvia, Margaret, Kathy, Fiona, Dee, Jane, Belinda, Gail, Lynn, Joanne, Pamela. Nice to be with you. Francesca and Lorna and Linda. Nice to be with you as well. Perfect for the spring and summer months as well. Team this with maybe some of your green gemstones and autumn, actually. To be fair, is there a single season where it's not appropriate? Because I wear my carnelian all year round. It's a lovely colour, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It reminds me of the embers of a fire. So for me, it could be autumn and winter as well. Beautiful, really lovely. Absolutely,
it's warming. Beautiful. Well done, well done, well done. Now, moving on. Ooh. This will be incredible with that carnelian. Now, this is going to be on and gone. I only wish I had a bigger quantity. These are fancy jasper. And again, jasper is a gemstone which comes in lots of different colours. Gorgeous forest greens here. Now, pinks, purples, peachy tones, textures and formations of this wonderful gemstone. Often, this you can see jasper where it can have been dyed. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with gemstones being enhanced at all, but it's exceedingly rare when you get quality like this, which hasn't. 140 carats of your beautiful hexagons. Great for not just the actual beautiful, the beauty of the piece and the gem. You can create structure with these. So very 1920s-esque. I know on the back of the vintage weekend, where wasn't it lovely to see all of our guest designers and our hosts all dressed up in the vintage fashions. This would have been really prominent in the 1920s, where you can create those geometric shapes and designs, or keep it very simple on a stretchy bracelet. 10 by 10 millimeters. $4.95, going to be on and gone. We haven't got a huge quantity of these. Rob was confirming to me. Okay, how many have we got? Okay, we had 55, but again, lots of you choosing to check out straight away, and I will be doing exactly the same, like Gail and Karen and Debbie and Natalie and Pauline. Hello to you, Derbyshire and Caroline. Nice to be with you. Telephone bidders, I can't see your names as of yet, but I can see you there, definitely having conversations with our contact centre. What I love about jasper is that you have got lots of different hues. To me, it's like an artist's paint palette. You can see that sort of the purples fused with the pinks, and you can see the different tones of the greens. It is like an artist palette itself. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines, and again, perfect for your stash, because sometimes when you need that injection of colour. Now I can squeeze in one more bundle, did I hear? Okay, earlier on today, seriously, we had blue opal and it sold out. Natural blue opal. This is last in stock. Very limited. If you prefer the baby powder blues, then this is the one for you. This is my producer, Kim, who's on holiday at the moment. She wants to buy this strand. Ryan, how many times have we heard her say it during that opportunity? She wants to buy it. I don't know if she's got it as of yet. 57 carats of natural powder blue opal. Look at the consistency of colour. How elegant is that? It's stunning, isn't it?
That is incredible. Really beautiful.
We're going to have to bring that price in straight away. There's not a lot I can say about that, really, is it? Other than that's nowhere near the true reflection of the value or worth here for natural, not dyed. This is the colour has actually come from Mother Nature herself, a really rare anomaly. And just to put this into perspective, you know, if you think about opal and how it's actually mined within cracks and crevices of the actual host rock, very specific. And I'm not just talking about sort of a square metre, I'm probably talking about a tiny trace within a host rock area which is being actually unearthed, will actually produce this gorgeous colour. You can't just say, okay, I get blue opal from India, or earlier on it was from Brazil. It's a very specific anomaly in that one location, sort of that footprint on our big planet. You can't say that blue opal or pink opal or coloured opal is mined in one specific location. It is a tiny location, and you're just getting it here at $17.95, last in stock. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Moving on to all of this. Now, when did we launch these? Because these are incredible. This is swanky. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 spools of wire. You're going to have to help me with this, Rob, because I simply can't see everything here. There's so much. I'm not going to be able to decipher it all from my actual screen. So, now, shall I start with the gemstones? Now, this is just so Rob can read it to you with ease. Peridot. 2 strands, 84 centimetres on each, and they're from 4x2 to 9x4, obviously a natural gem. Look, I'll put all the gemstones on the back of my hand first. Then, you've got your garnet. 4x2 to 10x4, natural, 84 centimetres each of your wonderful rhodolite garnet. Then you have your amethyst. 2 strands, 4x2 to 8x4, 84 centimetres each. Gorgeous, almost rose de France. Then you've got your rainbow moonstone. 2 strands, 4x2 by 8x4, 84 centimetres. Notice how I'm actually struggling to hold all these. Finally, Australian opal. Same again, 4x2 to 8x4 and 84 centimetres, and totally and utterly natural. This is 1,600 carats. I'm not nearly done, by the way, not nearly done. In fact, I'm going to pop all of those back into their designated compartments, and then I'm going to move on to the next component, which is wire. Now, you're getting 1 millimetre, 5 metres of that, that's here. 5 metres of your 0.8, 5 metres of your 0.6, and 10 metres of your 0.4. All silver plated copper. So 25 metres of your wire in total there. Let's move on to the chain, shall we? Because we're still not done. Okay. 2 1 metre chains of your normal oval link. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So 2 metres basically. Here's your oval link. I'm going to have to hurry up, aren't I? Okay, there's your oval link, and you're getting 2 of those. 2 metres of your twisted oval link. 2 metres of your Figaro. Here's your Figaro, if you're wondering what that is. Figaro is a little bit more, can you see, of a fancy link. And 2 metres of your Rolo. So, right, let's go over this again. Sorry, I'm not displaying it as best because there's so much of it. So your oval link, then you've got your twisted oval link here, then you've got your Figaro, and then you've got your Rolo just here. But I'm still not done. Pop all those back. Pop all those back. I'm going to be here a while. Okay, moving on to 2 pairs of your chandelier earrings, which are, oh my goodness, there we go, like this. You actually get, obviously 4, I'm holding 3, there's the other one. There we go. And then you've got these, 2 pairs of those, and 2 pairs of those. Okay? Moving on to jump rings. 10 of your 10 mil, 10 of your 8 mil, 10 of your 7 mil, 10 of your 6, I can't physically pick all those up on there. Look, I'm just going to have to tilt it forward. Can you see all those? Can you see all of those in there? So you've got the different sizes of your jump rings. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. All open as well, if I try my best to scoop those up. Okay, so how many in total jump rings? 40 jump rings. Then you've got your S hooks. Now I can pick these up because you've got large and a smaller size. 5 S hooks in your 17 by 8. And then you've got some of the smaller sizes as well. See those? If I turn it round as well, you can see the difference in the sizes. If you're wondering what that little fluff is, it's from this velvet tray that I'm looking at right now. Oh, they're the W hooks, the larger ones. 5 of your W hooks and 5 of your S hooks. Moving on to shepherd hooks. 3 pairs of your shepherd hooks. There's your shepherd hooks. Then you've got 10 of your lobster locks, which are here. These are your lobster locks. 20 head pins. 5 of your solid cones, that's these. Hang on, let me show you those. Rob, chill your beans, honey. I can't physically pick them up as fast as you're saying them. There we go. How many of your 5 of these? Which do come with little tassels, by the way. See those? Lovely little tassels. Then you have your eye pins. 20 of your eye pins here. 10 bolt ring clasps. A bolt ring is a circle. A lobster claw is more of, as you saw earlier, like a lobster claw. Can't hold those. 10 of your coin beads. These are your coin beads. These are your coin beads, and you've also got spacers next to those. I'll pop them on there as well whilst I'm in the same dish. There's your spacers. Okay. Now, then you've got your stamping blanks. Round, square, and your little doves. And you're getting 5 of each of these. I think that's everything. By Job. By Jove, we got there in the end.
I can't believe how much there is.
Over 200 pieces. Now, $39.95 for all of the gemstones, for all of the wire, for all of those findings, for all of the chain. That's like the ultimate kit, isn't it? The ultimate kit. 1, 2, 3, for 5 different gemstones. Wire in all different, the gauges pretty much. Is that 10 meters of wire? Leanne, all that for that price, crazy but love it. Isn't it just, Leanne? Isn't it just? And the fact that you have got every single, I think you've got every finding there that you'll ever need, really. One thing I didn't mention is that you've also got the butterfly posts, earring studs. So you've got those in it as well. Can you see them? Can you see? Where are they on there? They are there anyway. You know your butterfly posts and studs? So that's coming up in those as well. You get so much. This is a great way and a savvy way of shopping and replenishing your stash without shadow of a doubt. Great for anybody that loves just standard beading. It's gonna cross every single one of those avenues. Wire working, beading. I mean, how many pieces? It's a ridiculous question, but I'm going to say it anyway. How many pieces of jewellery you can make out of this? You know what, if anybody for those of you that get this and you work solely with this, can you do me a favour and answer my question? If you send me a message, say, Elle, I made X amount. I reckon it's going to be pushing 50.
You're going to have to wait quite a while.
Yeah, that's all right.
Before the people send in the photos of their 900 things that they've made.
I'm a patient girl.
That's all right then.
I'm a patient girl. I do think this is going to be, yeah, maybe even tipping 100 pieces of jewellery.
Easily. If you were to look at it as an investment,
yes.
if you want to talk about money, within 2 or 3 gemstone trees, which you can make. You've got the right wires, you've got the gemstones to do that. You could recoup the cost, and that will leave you so many strands of gems, all those findings, all that chain.
Gem, I'm actually just looking at this, and I don't know if I can hold this up. I'll try my very best. I'm looking at it thinking, I've never brought or showed you this amount in one specific opportunity.
I haven't seen anything like that. We've had strands bundled together with some findings before, but this is quite the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Bear in mind, there is something in every single one of these. I know if I tip it up more, I'm doing my very best without throwing them everywhere, but can you see there's something in everything? Well done. I tell you what, that is like Christmas all at once. And absolutely incredible. Moving on to, oh gosh, we've got so much to squeeze in. And so little time, where does it go? Where does it go? Now, first time today, your wonderful Labradorite. Now, Gem, you are going to go nuts for these, so you probably need to sit yourself down. I know you love Labradorite, but I'm looking at the back surface of Labradorite, and you've actually got labradorescence in its droves. One at a time, I'm going to show you these. 200 carats. This is an oval one, and you've got lovely rain-like formations of labradorescence coming through and on a diagonal direction. So look at those, gorgeous colour. Turn it round again. You've got labradorescence on the reverse as well, so you can actually choose. This is the quality that we are infamous for with this wonderful gemstone, which is totally and utterly natural, guaranteeing you the carat weight. And we're going to bring that price tag in for you straight away. $12.95 for all of these. $12.95. 2, 4, 6, 7. I've got 7 labradorites here. 7. For those of you that do love your cabochon wire wrapping, you know, these to me are pendants, just because on the décolletage, that's where they're going to be influenced with the most light. Similarly with your hand, mind, you're going to see a lot of light there. You choose to wear your labradorite in a pendant gem. It's amazing. And these are more wearable size, because I have noticed that there's a few comments which come through to us saying, why are they always the absolutely massive cabochons? I'm looking for some smaller ones. And I like the fact that these aren't tiny, but
they're infinitely wrappable.
They're more wearable, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, certainly some people will wear a statement ring with a 40mm lab.
Yeah.
But these are going to do for everything.
Yeah.
You can wear them as rings. They will make a bangle. It will be a pendant size.
Absolutely amazing. Wait till you get these home, and you can really see the flashes of pinks and reds, which is the rarest colour actually to get within Labradorite. Moving on to gorgeous amethyst. Oh, who's feeling romantic? I'm just back from Rome. I tell you what, it couldn't be much more romantic. There was loads of people popping the question at the fountain. Loads of marriage proposals at the fountain. Yeah, there we go, Ryan. That's what you need to do. Put you on the spot. Yeah, this is beautifully romantic. They are, of course, your puffy hearts. In your natural amethyst as well, 170 carats. You've got Rose de France-esque colours within. You've also got gorgeous Zambian tones, real depth of colour, and the full palette, really, of amethyst that is so well known. Certainly one of the shapes that you absolutely love, jewellery makers, because it can be used for so much in all different ages. Now, Rob is saying to me that, I have to honour this price tag. I don't want to bring it to you at this price. But apparently maybe it was on Valentine's Day, and therefore we brought it to you at Valentine's Day price, $4.95 only. Just one on a pair of those shepherd hook earrings that you saw earlier on. Amazing. We've got half term coming your way, haven't we? Or has it been? Oh, is it just gone, is it? Oh, there we go. See, it goes to show. Just gone. Well, you know, a great way of actually commissioning and making pieces of jewellery, and youngsters. I know my niece would absolutely love making sort of wish bracelets. Now, we had only 63 of these available. At that price tag, we fully expect to be an on and gone sellout. Belinda, you've got 2. Susan, well done. Merseyside, Joanne, Cara, Jane, Karen, you've done it. Well done. Very busy this morning. And who doesn't love an amethyst? Because I think it's so well known globally. You know, you don't have to be a very educated gemstone buyer or jewellery lover to recognise that this is very rare and desired and precious. And the fact you've got all of the different colours within here as well. Some people favour the Rose de France stones. Some people prefer the very definite velvety, regal purples. Now, gosh, it's busy on the web. Please do check out those phone lines, those baskets rather, and stay on those phone lines because they were 63, and I have got people choosing to multi-buy, and I don't blame you at that price tag. $4.95 is just absolutely amazing. Now, next hour we have the launch of your chocolate moonstone, so do stay tuned. In the hour after that, we have got the return of your gemstone scoop at 11:30, and we've got more amazing designer inspiration with the wonderful gems, so don't go anywhere. I'll be back after this.
Jewellery Maker have a special offer running on our workshops. If you book yourself on 4 workshops, you'll receive £50 off. We have a variety of courses to choose from beginner to advanced, covering a wide selection of mediums. This is a limited offer until the end of February, so book your places now to avoid disappointment. There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat, and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget, you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Also referred to as dysthene, is best known for its deep, rich colours and rarity. The name is derived from the Greek word kainos, meaning blue, and although it is not a birthstone, it is often associated with the zodiac signs of Aries, Taurus and Libra. Its clear, strong blue to bluish green appearance has placed kyanite in the direct association with loyalty, serenity, calmness, innovation and dreams. For more of this incredible gemstone, stay tuned to us. Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron style bracelet, the knitted style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
Welcome back, Jewellery Makers. Nice to have your company this morning. My name's Elena. Wow, we've got so much to bring you. I love... Ryan is just saying that I kind of burst into my, my puppy dog voice. Have you heard that, Rob? You have heard it. Have you heard that, Wes? No. I need to tell you them. Wes is here, by the way, everyone. Calm down, ladies. He's in the building. Calm down. Yeah, my little Brutus, our puppy, he's a juggle. So it's a Jack Russell crossed with a pug. And I missed him loads on the weekend as well. We figure, Tom and I, that if Brutus could talk, he would talk like this. Hey! Where you been? I don't know why, but it tends to slip into my conversation as well. I start talking Brutus. There we are. I know it's not normal. Anyway, I'm not normal. We've got so much to bring you. Don't forget, 11:30, we have the return of the bead scoop coming your way. The lovely gem strand of this. I mean, it's over a metre of beautiful monochrome gemstones in that one. We have also got the launch of, for the first time ever, chocolate moonstone, which is absolutely amazing. I do believe every single one of those is going to sell out, and I truly believe everything in the bead scoop is going to sell out, even though we've got a 4-figured quantity. Our call centre are geared up and waiting for that, so it's going to be huge. Now, but I've got so much more to bring you, including your next designer inspiration with a lovely gem. Before we do, though, I'm going to bring you some lovely smoky rose quartz, rather, shall I? In plain rounds, well, not plain rounds, faceted rounds, rather. But look at that lovely baby pink. You can see the perfect amount of colour. If you've ever seen rose quartz, which is bordering on white, that's not what you want. You want it to be a pastel, powder pink. And, of course, it is increasing in price point, given the fact that it is the colour palette of the year, or one of. These are big, natural 12mm rounds, and coming your way, of course, at a Jewellery Maker incredible price point. I would personally just restrand these, not them maybe like some amazing cultured pearls. $5.95, Rob. I did just sound like I was shouting at him then. Sorry, I wasn't shouting at him. I think that's incredible. $5.95, Gem.
Seriously. When I first started buying faceted rounds of quartz family, you would spend £4 on a 4mm and incrementally up. So I would be looking to spend £12.
Do you know, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Gem, we... And everybody that's watching right now that has been with us for any length of time, I can totally and wholeheartedly understand, and I often get people ask me about our gemstones, because most people will think, initially anyway, too good to be true. I've been asked, I've actually had a bit of an argument once with an acquaintance, shall we say, and he said, well, it can't possibly be any good at that quality. And I did get, as you can imagine, quite passionate and quite about it. Absolutely, Rob. Why wouldn't I? Because you could not be further from the truth. It's more, and I explained everything to him, and he was like, okay then, okay, fair enough. And since then, he has actually agreed with me. But you can understand why people think this is too good to be true. The rarity and the price that rose quartz ordinarily is. The fact that this beautiful gemstone is used by some of the biggest designers in the world. Lola Rose uses it a lot. I've seen it in, well, we've actually set it into designer collections of part of TGGC. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Have we got some messages, did you say, Rob? Oh, you've got some nice messages, a few. That's a great way of buttering Rob up, by the way. He loves all those. He's got a couple of messages saying you're loving the prices. Come on, Rob, go on. Are you going to share it or not? Oh, I see. It's a private message, is it? I see. It's like that. Keep them coming, though, because these deals are going to be... it's obviously working. They do say. Now, you thought that was good, Rob says? The way to a man's heart, or the way to Rob's heart? Compliments, clearly. Clearly it's compliments. They're working, Jewellery Makers. Those messages that you are sending in, love these. Absolutely. Again, with the strand that you saw earlier on just before the break with the amethyst, just amazing. They are 11.5mm puffy hearts. Great for your tiaras, your bridal pieces of jewellery, amazing for your bridesmaids as well, all different ages. I think they're age appropriate. It is working, isn't it? All your compliments are most definitely working. I tell you what, and if you love these deals, it's only set to continue. It would be fabulous with your kit as well, Gem.
It would. I would also love to team them with the amethyst hearts we had.
Yeah, with the strand that we had just previously, absolutely before the break. Yeah, stunning. And £5.95 for the faceting. I mean, yes, you've got to think about this. It hasn't got crown facets, girdle facets, pavilion facets, or anything like that, or a coulis, like you would find in certain shapes of gemstones. However, a heart cut, because of the angles, particularly sort of the bottom of the actual heart itself, is such a dramatic angle itself. The tendency is the gemstone can actually split. So it's exceedingly difficult actually to actually shape a gemstone into a heart, hence why it often is one of the most expensive. Avril, Sue-Ann, well done. Sue Hampshire, well done. Janice in Cornwall, hello to you. Patricia and Sean and Fiona and Belinda and Lynn and Dawn, nice to be with you. Wiltshire, hello to you. West Midlands, very busy morning. I tell you what, we're not in clearance now, but we certainly seem to be bringing you clearance prices, and I think it'll go perfect with your next designer inspiration. So if you do love those pastel-y hues, then this is going to be great for that. Moving on to, let's bring you some lapis lazuli in octagon shapes. They're fabulous. I like the fact they've got a slightly more, I say octagons, but they've got almost a rectangular octagon shape. Does that make sense?
It does.
I'm glad you're with me, Jen.
I know what you mean, exactly.
They're more elongated, shall we say, rather than round. And of course your lapis lazuli in the colours that we aspire to. From the original country of origin of Afghanistan, so very difficult to source from the original location, obviously. Real intensities and depths.
I do love a bit of lapis, and with some gold wire or rose gold, copper wire, something like that. Gorgeous.
Like in the kit?
Like in the kit.
Like in the kit. Especially when you've got that real definite intensity of lapis, not, you know, not grey or cloudy. Absolutely fluid colour. Wow, £5.95 only. I'd keep that so simple myself. I would personally just restrand that like it is and just keep it all about the focal point, all on the gemstone. I mean, jewellery makers, you're wonderfully creative, so I'm sure you'll probably be thinking outside of the box and come up with something way better than I. I'm all about the gemstone, really, that sort of focus. When you've got quality like this, what I'm trying to get at is that you don't need to overcomplicate it. It can just be a simple stretchy bracelet and look stunningly high end.
And they do tessellate nicely together if you wanted to do that. You can sort of make quite a heavy bracelet with those lined up side by side. They look lovely. They
do, don't they? Like just beading thread, stretchy bracelet, something like that, was going to lay nice across the skin as well.
And again, it feels so nice because it's quite a heavy stone.
Yeah, it is. You can actually sort of sense it, its presence. Anne, Diane, well done. Ingrid, Carol, you've done it. Anne-Marie, Merseyside, lots of you with me. I tell you what, this is like a clearance hour, Rob, and we are busy. I can't say congratulations to every single one of you because, like I said, I'll be here all day, and that means that you're missing out on more gorgeous opportunities. Now it's time for your next designer inspiration with the lovely gem. Should we take a mosey over? I think we should. I'll move to the middle because then you can see, I can really show you the pieces of jewellery as well. But here's a gemstone we don't see every day.
You really don't. And it was such a treat. A really nice example of the stone.
Really was. Because we were saying ruby zoisite, this was a conversation that Gem and I had before the show, that ruby zoisite, firstly, same family as your tanzanite. So you tend to get more of a darker colour.
You do.
It tends to be more of a red or forest green, I suppose. It's not very often, if at all, I'm trying to recall, I've ever actually brought you sort of the pastel-y tones of ruby zoisite. I often liken this gemstone to like a raspberry ripple.
That's a good way of thinking of it, yes, definitely.
I think it's got those sort of formations like a raspberry ripple ice cream or something like that. But this, I can't use that comparison because it is a combination of turquoises, you've almost got Paraiba tourmaline tones within, and then that injection of those lovely reds. So stunning. I'm just going to pick a couple up These are beautiful.
They
Natural
are
as well.
gorgeous.
Absolutely natural. Gosh, it's like, that's like a peacock feather.
So it is. There's almost a sort of chrysocollary tone going on as well, which is quite nice to see.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, it's normally sort of foresty or
It's
quite
normally very
mottled.
dark, actually, as a gemstone. Beautiful, don't get me wrong, but yeah, actually quite dark as a gemstone. These, and I'll bring in another one for you. Just keep your focus on there for a second, just because you are getting all different shapes and sizes, and you can see how they differ. But it's the first time I've ever actually had ruby zoisite, which has actually got the more pastel colours. Absolutely incredible. And then let's bring you the last one I've got here in this example, and it is a lovely rectangular shape. So absolutely beautiful. We've been really privileged and pleasure to bring you some rare gemstones. I'm launching one for the very first time a little bit later on with your chocolate moonstone. But I think this really is a gemstone launch within a kit, because I know you've seen ruby zoisite. These are brand new. I know you've seen ruby zoisite before, but I've not seen ruby zoisite like this previously before, where it has got that natural colour, but of a softer tone. Now, obviously, you're not just getting these; you've got so much more as well, including your gorgeous copper wire. Now, 3 different spools, 10 meters on each of those, and you are getting the 0.8, the 0.6, and also the 0.5. But add to that, it's the twisted wire. I love these. It really adds to your design. And yes, you could probably gizmo wire or use your wire twisting tool. However, it'd be very difficult to get that consistent twist.
It is, and it's very even all the way along, and it's a single piece that's been twisted. It's not sort of 2 strands that go together, which gives you a lot of strength.
Absolutely, and if you did twist 2 wires together, I'm not saying you can't do it, obviously, it's going to really bulk out the piece itself and obviously add to the actual size. Now, 30 meters of your wire plus all of that gorgeous ruby zoisite. It is effectively, in my eyes, a gemstone launch, because I don't think we've brought you ruby zoisite. We have to bring the price in now. Rob is saying, no. $16.95. So popular that Rob's like, we can't mess around, we're going to go straight down to that price tag. Oh yeah, I can see you all there. Check out as soon as you possibly can. You've got how many carats in total of the ruby zoisite? 250 carats. Loads of you watching. I mean, that's an absolute no-brainer, isn't it, in terms of the price point. Look at those ovals. I mean, have you got ruby zoisite in your stash right now? If you have, run and get it after you've made your confirmations. Just skedaddle and get skedaddle, rather, that was the word I was looking for, and get it and see if it is anywhere near like what you're seeing on your screen. Because every experience of ruby zoisite I've ever had has never been this colour.
I've never paid less than £5 or £6 for a cab of ruby zoisite, and it's never been this nice. I had 4 pieces in my demo kit, 4 pieces in the kit. So you could get slightly more, you could get slightly less, I imagine. However, just on the gemstones alone, I would be buying this, and then to have that beautiful colourway of the twisted wire, absolute, loving it.
It's kind of like, I'm going to bring that one back in because I don't like him on his own, there we go. It's kind of like a opal, coloured opal fused with ruby zoisite, obviously. Okay, we've got 50 kits in baskets, 50. How many have we got left, Rob? About 30 left, so we are actually over-subscribed. Well done, massive, absolutely massive. Now, you've created big focal design pieces. I love the fact you've made some earrings as well there, Gem, without the actual gemstones itself, not necessary, because you have also got the twisted wire as well within this. Now, you were saying to me that this headdress, we must get different heads, please. This can also be worn as a collar as well. Yeah,
and if you're feeling particularly brave, you can wear it as it's tiara now, but you can flip it and wear it as a headdress the other way up. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to look on Dolly.
Do you want to? Yeah, I know what you mean. So it actually sort of comes down across the forehead, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So
there we go.
It's a multifunctional piece.
Beautiful.
I don't think I've got that on her straight, but never mind.
We get the idea, don't we? I mean, again, we were saying, because with this ruby zoisite, you've got different sizes. You've got very large cabochons and you've got the slightly smaller ones. They're not small by any stretch.
No.
I love this ring. We have only 10 of the kits left, that's it. So it is going to be a sellout without shadow of a doubt. 10 remaining, so absolutely incredible. I know that you've seen ruby zoisite before, but I think I'm going to put this as a ruby zoisite launch. Because in effect, we've not seen ruby zoisite which looks like this previously before. Well, I certainly haven't ever. So what a joy to get this as your designer inspiration, Gem.
Absolutely love it. It's fantastic, really is, and the quality of how it's been put together is outstanding.
Yeah.
Nothing's been hurried. Absolutely gorgeous.
No, beautiful, of course, Mother Nature at her best. Now, what we're going to have to do, because it's sold out, basically, or in the process of, have they gone? Yeah, I thought so. We're going to have to bring you, we'll bring you an opportunity so that you can be dialing through before we go across to your designer inspiration. Do I get a choice? I tell you what. Do you want me to do the purple?
Loving it.
I love that how Gem has gone, pointed to a colour. Okay, so you want me to do this one then? Fair enough. 0.6, 100 metres. It will go amazing actually with the kit that you've got. Really pick out those lovely berry tones. 0.6 we were only referring to earlier on, and just to go back to that for the benefit of those that weren't with us, we were saying just how universal it is. I think Gemma Crow, another one of our guest designers, which you know and love here at Jewellery Maker, she uses it very, very, very frequently. She says it's one of her favourite gauges of wire because you can twist it together, you can create structure with it, and you can also kind of weave, can't you?
You can. It is weavable. It's great for prong setting. I would use it with the bead scoop that we've got coming up later to rosary link.
Yes, absolutely amazing. You need the 100 for that, don't you?
You do.
I just knocked over someone's water. Sorry. Should be $19.95. We're going to half that price tag. My goodness, Gem, sorry to interrupt you there, darling, but we're probably going to have to bring you the next lot of wire as well, because this is probably going to fly. Amelia, I'm so sorry. $9.95 for 100 metres of wire.
That's crazy. I mean, I always think when you've got 100 metres going, you're looking at around 20 to 25, depending on its gauge.
Absolutely. I mean, I can remember when we first, well, when I was working upstairs in the offices, 100 metres of wire was usually around 20, especially the 6, 8 and 1 millimetre gauges, 0.6 rather. They used to be £20 up.
Yeah.
Always was.
And I have a reel of this at home, and the quality of the coating is outstanding. It
It's a
doesn't
lovely
sort of rub
colour,
off.
purple, isn't it?
And what I do is I put it with white gems and with transparent quartz. You can really see it popping through. Really versatile.
It's more of a Zambian velvety regal purple. You know, it's all down to the tones that we were referring to earlier on, isn't it? It's a really classy and sophisticated colour. I tell you what we'll do is bring you the next amount of wire, and then we'll go straight across to the demonstrations, just because, I mean, that's very popular. It's, I'm tipping and smashing things. 100 metres. This is going to be like, I think, a countdown. How many have we got? 124 of these available. That's it. It's 0.6. You've got the copper colour and 100 metres on this wonderful spool. Be on those phone lines. Should be £19.95. One of our most popular colours. It is, along with the yellow gold, along with the silver colour, always sells out. £12.95 only. 124 might seem like a massive quantity. Actually, it's nowhere near enough. When it comes to our wire on the 100 metre spools, which tends to be the more frequently purchased size, because you're not restricting yourself, basically. As a designer, as a jewellery maker, you're not actually hindering yourself based on what you've actually got available. It's also a lot more affordable. I can remember selling the sort of 10 metre spools of wire at around this price tag once upon a time, especially of the copper colours. The copper, the antique, The yellow, gold and the silver are the most popular colours, aren't they?
Absolutely, and I will use oodles of copper because I like to pop it with a gold, I like to put it with an antique bronze. It brings out a different nature in whatever you use it with.
Yeah, and would work lovely with the kit that you've just got, by the way.
It would.
Now, I'm going to have to move over. Whilst you check out on the web, you've got I can see tons of you there, and on the phone line, stay where you are. I've still got 25 in baskets. The kit is completely sold out. There's not a single one of those remaining. So I'm going to take a wander over with my cup of tea to the gorgeous Gem. What a treat, Gem.
Fantastic deals today, and I know it's sold out and I shouldn't go on about it, but this ruby zoisite is beautiful.
Absolutely amazing.
Loving it.
Absolutely incredible. Well done to those of you that got it. So what is it you're going to be demonstrating for us?
This little pendant that's closest to us, and I always call him my little owl pendant because in my mind he looks a bit like an owl. It might not look like that in your mind, but that's what I think of.
I'll have a look now. I can't see. I don't want to turn it away. Oh yes,
He's got
with a
little
big old
claws.
belly. It looks like me. Well, I'm kind of getting there.
It's a baby belly. It's gorgeous.
I'm getting like your pendant. Getting there. Okay, fabulous. So you've used one of your... Oh, that's a round one, but you could easily use an oval, couldn't you?
Absolutely. With the demo kit, I've got a teardrop, an almost sort of trillioned one, and 2 ovals. And I'm going to demonstrate with an oval because, you know, not all owls are round. Some of them are...
Like us, all different shapes and sizes.
Absolutely. All beautiful mind.
Yes, absolutely.
So I have taken 3 20-inch lengths of the 0.8, the heaviest gauge of the wires, and I've just given that a little bit of a warm to open it up slightly, and I'm now going to use a length of 0.5. Now at home I tend to work off the spool, just because then you don't have any wastage, but in the studio things get knocked over. So usually by me, if I'm honest. So what I would do here is hold the wires together so that they are sat side by side and just literally whiz around about 5 or 6 times. And this generates for us the basis of the very centre at the bottom. Now, in essence of speed, I'm just going to trim those on the underside. When you wrap your wires, it pays to just spend a little bit of time getting them straight, and I give them a bit of a crimp to get them to sit flat. I'm going to flip it over so that the natural curvature of the wire comes up towards me, and just trim off both of those ends. Now, as I would say, at home I would probably be at extreme pains to utilise every piece of wire and not waste any. So just giving that a bit of a squinch to hold it all together. And then I'm holding, what I've just done is a bind, so I'm going to hold the binding in my pliers, and against one edge I've aligned the pliers with where the binding wire sits at 90 degrees. And I'm going to pull the top wire to 90 degrees and the bottom wire to 90 degrees, leaving us with this nice curve in the middle. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, so I've just flipped that over. There we go. And top wire and the bottom wire. So what we've got now is a V at the front and a V at the back, and the curvature continuing round. So at this point in time I would offer my chosen
I love
cab.
the way you say that. I'd offer in.
Well, it's polite, isn't it? I'm not going to shove it in. I'm going to offer it in, all politely and posh-like. Now you can, obviously, if you want to,
I don't think
have
you'd
it
shove any
transverse.
gemstones, would you?
No, I do tend to be quite gentle with them.
Yeah.
I'm very respectful and grateful for the opportunity to work with such
She's
beautiful
sweet.
things.
You're so sweet, yeah. Yeah, Rob's like, you are adorable.
Aww. Don't make me cry on screen. What I've got here is the flat back of the cab against the rear upward facing V. Oh, that sounds like a yoga move.
Upward facing V.
And what I'm going to do is just clench between thumb and forefinger and offer the wire around the dome of the cab like that, so it follows the natural contours.
I love it.
It's going over the front. And then the same with the central wire. I'm going to just gently make sure that that goes around the widest part of the cab, and just at least so it chases the style and the shape halfway up, and then just pull those out the way, because otherwise it all gets a bit annoying and things get on my nerves quite easily. At this point I'm going to take the cab out of the picture. I'm going to put my pliers so that they come through and they clench the top V and the bottom V. Okay? And I'm going to form, it's around about 100-degree angle going out towards the central wire. I'm going to do the same with the other two sections that are the V that go upwards. I'll just hold that into position so that it's approximately symmetrical. I'm just going to pop the central wire up the middle so that I can see that this is going at the right sort of angle.
Love it.
Okay, so you've got your central wire here, and you've got a front V and a back V. So this is when I'm going to offer the cab back inside. And I'm just going to form the wire with my finger so that I can see what we're trying to do here is capture the bottom of the cab in this. This is forming a frame. And I'll flip it over. Now I'll take the cab out and do the exact same shape on the back, just bringing those two bits closer together. I also realised that I shaped this around the cab sitting sideways, and what I want for the design is for it to be portrait fashion. So let me just pop that back in. That looks about right. So now I can see that these front wires are going to protect the cab from falling out. So I need to put a 90-degree bend and have the V come out this way and that way.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean, but I just want to explain it before I do it. Pop my pliers through the gap and get that going all the way out to the side. So that's a much sharper angle now. And I do it in stages because it means you can just take a really good look at what's going on. And I'm going to do the same on the back. And those V's that we had coming up in a straight line from the centre are now right angle bends virtually, with a bit of shaping because obviously you've got the dome of the cab. So I'm going to pop that back in, and just by eye I'm going to estimate. You can see where this wire that's coming out sideways would meet the central wire, and I'm going to put another 90-degree bend in so that this wire will then go upwards. I'm going to do that front and back, and then I'm going to move on and show you what it looks like when you tie it all together.
Okay.
So,
now,
sorry.
whilst you're doing that, did you manage to, because I know you love your cabochons and everything, Gem, did you manage to get hold of bloodstone?
No, I didn't actually. I haven't seen it. I've actually not been watching at the right moment.
See, now, I'm glad you said that, because we launched it, Rob and I, the other day, and it did sell out. I'm sure you're not alone in saying that, by the way. I'm sure there's tons of people. Now, bloodstone is a very exciting gem, and to our knowledge, up until that launch, which was only last week, we'd never done it before. I'd never seen it previously, and it's a type of jasper which has got a lovely bluish green colour, and then speckles, I suppose, of a really amazing primary red. Now, there's a lot of myth and legend. It was a gemstone which there's a real biblical association. Now, I'm not saying that it's absolutely true, obviously, but this gemstone is believed to have been at the foot of the crucifix.
Okay.
So there's a lot of sentiment behind this gemstone, and no one will be the same as another. To me, I look at it and think, that's like a galaxy.
Can I swipe one, please? I'm eyeing them up and I'm sort of trying not to...
By all means, yeah.
Can I? Thank you.
Have a see.
I know. Oh, yes. Oh, dear.
Now, Gem's just taken two, and yet look how many I've still got here. If you are a collector of gemstones, this is the one for you, because, excuse me, there are so many different shapes, different sizes. Look at this. Do you see what I mean? Those are like, this is more of a greenish colour, and this one's a bit more blue. But they both have that lovely speckling, and hence the name bloodstone. I mean, I know it sounds very somber, and the beliefs are very somber, but there's a really strong association for those of you that have got who do love this gemstone for religious reasons. For those of you that are looking at it thinking it's really pretty, it really is. It's like a galaxy within a gemstone. I'm just going to pick another one there. I mean, look at that gorgeous formation. I mean, that to me is like looking into the start of Star Wars.
Oh, it is stunning. It looks like a nebula's formed.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely incredible. This is totally and utterly natural, and you have got, if I just step this way for a second, you've got different sizes and shapes here, ovals to squares to almost trilliant cuts, greens and blues, all with the actual bloodstone formation, the speckles of red across them. Totally and utterly natural. I launched it last week with Rob, and pretty much sold out. We're going to honour the launch price for you, $24.95. Show you a couple more, just because. Which one do you want me to show?
That one.
I've shown that one. Oh, no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Look at that. It's a little...
No, I haven't. You're right there. No problem, Gem. I can do that one. $24.95, and I will count them. There's loads. Absolutely tons. How gorgeous this is. Very waxy gemstone as well. There's no coating or anything like that. The actual waxy lustre is so incredibly reflective. It's almost like obsidian.
It is. There's one that we had a couple of months ago that the name has slipped, and it was one of the most polishable stones, and this is hugely reminiscent of that.
Yeah, it really is.
I'll think of it later and post about it. But
fabulous. And like I say, for the first time ever, like I said, last week I think we launched Bloodstone here at Jewellery Maker. I don't believe that we've ever actually brought it to you, that we've brought it to you since then. 750 carats. So I wanted to, sorry to interrupt you, Gem, I wanted to bring you this, given the fact that the ruby zoisite sold out, and I think this would work wonderfully with that wire as well.
do you know what? Just offering it in colour-wise, it would be an amazing add-on.
In fact, can we demonstrate with that cabochon?
If that's okay. Because, yep,
Yeah,
cool beans, wonderful.
just because the ruby zoisite sold out, so you know, just an idea to demonstrate with that, because it works perfectly with that copper.
It does. It's an amazing combination because you've got those little flecks of red in there, and the warmth of the copper colour, rose gold colour wire is really going to pick up on that. I mean, that's about the right size anyway.
Whilst you're demonstrating, I'll count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,
What we would need
14,
to do
16,
now
17, 20.
is bind the sides where we've got this beautiful sharp angle going alongside our upright. We would literally take a piece of the 0.5 wire and just whiz round a couple of times. Now I have one that I've got just past this point, so rather than watch me going over the same ground again, if I just explain very briefly, this step would be to get these pieces to line up. So your front wire's at the front, central wire up the middle, and the rear wire is behind. Once those are in a line, you would wrap, say for instance, around 5 times. I wouldn't do it less than 4, but you can do it as many times as you like for aesthetic purposes. So if I just pop this to one side...
So you're saying 4, is that for the security of it as well, the actual binding?
Absolutely, yeah. Generally speaking, as long as you end your wire inside the design, so the very end pieces go against the stone, between the binding and the stone itself, you should be okay. But I tend to use a minimum of 4 because I feel then that it's really safe. And once you've bound around, take your pliers, you can use your nylon tip, or if you're sort of gently handed, then you can use your regular pliers. Just crush it up together, make sure it's all neat and tidy.
Okay.
And once we have got the side pieces bound as well, I crossed over, so what I've done really is just pull across to create this neck effect on the front. But on the back, I brought the 2 pieces back towards the centre at almost a right angle, it's just maybe 100 degrees going upwards slightly, and then brought the 2 wires together and bound them. Now this means that our cab is now safe front and back. We just need to worry about the top piece. So to do this, if I flip it so that this is forwards, do you want me to use one of those instead? It's up to you because I've given the other one back, so we've not dibbed out of the...
Go for it. If it fits...
It'll be fine. It's a little bit on the... we can edit, it's fine.
Now.
There we go, because I think that looks really nice with this wire as well. Okay, so we... Oh, that's beautiful.
Doesn't it work with that twisted wire? Everybody, what it
yes.
is, it's Sunstone. Sunstone in cabochons.
That's not something that you see very often at all.
No, it just generally, as a gem, does not form in large crystals. Only ever been on your screen once previously before, and I think that was with me. We've got the last remaining quantity. I can remember launching them. Look at the quality of your wonderful flecks of gold. It's golden red, which is encapsulated by Mother Nature within this incredible treasure. Beautiful speckles. Can you see that?
I adore Sunstone.
When you got quality like this as well, Jem, I mean, this is off the charts.
It really is.
Wow.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. And I've handed you the biggest one there, my darling.
I swiped the biggest one.
Yeah, I've handed you the biggest one there.
That?
We were showing you. Let's bring that price tag in so we can get back to Jem's gorgeous demonstration. $14.95 for what I've got here is 5. You might get more. You might get averaging 50 carats each. You might get 6, 7. You might get 4. Either or, it's 250 carats of natural, wonderful American sunstone. We've got very close connections with Sunstone, as you know, state of Oregon. I'm not saying it is from the state of Oregon, but some very good friends of ours actually sort of own that mine. So it's an obvious connection just because of the quality. Really, I would say, okay, it's probably Oregon. Look how many of you are on those phone lines. We launched it only last week. I think it was with Kim and I. Last remaining quantity works perfectly with that textured wire.
It really
maybe
does.
because of the actual sunstone speckles.
And you've got almost waves of inclusions as well as the little copper platelets. You've got just the creaminess with the beautiful orange tones all melding together.
Looks wonderful together. So I love the fact that Jem went straight for the biggest one. $14.95. I'd pay that for that one.
No, I would, and by the time it's being wrapped in wire, it would be going for a lot more than the bundle.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to create a bail, or in this case, a pair of little sticking up tufty owlet ears. But before I make the bail, I want to basically seal the pendant. So my rear wires, if I flip that over and show you here, they've been bound together, and I've created a little gentle V so that they can go and wrap around my 2 upright.
Got a question. What gauge wire are you using out of the kit there? Was that the 0.8, did you say?
0.8 for the 3 long pieces, and then the binding wire I'm using the 0.5.
Right,
You could bind with the 0.6 if you wanted to, but I prefer the 0.5 because it's slightly less bulky.
Okay, there we go. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. So what I will do is draw from the back all the way around and across the front, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing but in reverse. So the wire that's coming up the left back, I'm pulling slightly forwards and across. What we're doing here is ensuring that our stone is going to sit in position. And for that one, I think I just wound round and round and round.
Do you want to see him?
Yeah, well, he's cute. His name with the ruby zoisite in him.
He is cute, his big podgy belly.
So I don't put the tilt in the ears just yet. I come up about 5 mil from the top where my wires cross over and just put a slight margin forwards. Then using some round nose pliers, or you could use bail making pliers. I'm just curving that all the way round. It was adorable.
You're not going to out me, Jem. You just totally outed me on.
No. You were being gorgeous with your bump. That's what you were doing.
Anybody that's had a baby will totally understand this dilemma of when your tights don't go over your belly anymore.
See, now all I was going to say is that there was baby bumpage and it was gorgeous. That's all. I was not going to say anything about tights or anything else.
Oh, you're funny.
So you can see here that we've got a little bit of a loop going on, which is the 2 central wires have come up to create.
Now, you just mentioned bail makers. Would
handy.
these work?
They would indeed. They'd be perfect, actually, yeah. And I do like...
I don't want to interrupt you, so what we'll do is
fine.
show you them and then literally bring the graphics on, bring the pricing, because we want to get back to your demo. Now, this is a 3 and the 5 mil bail makers. You'll see why. Great for jump rings too, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So we'll just very, very, very quickly bring you
the graphics onto your screen and the price point. So this is what you'd actually refer to.
Yes, they are perfect for this, and I must say that I love using these ones over and above the step ones which I have, so I think those are immaculate.
Okay, and they are actually our own tool, so we actually source these ourselves at $6.95. There we go, fantastic. So if you wanted to get those, fabulous. Didn't want to interrupt you just because you mentioned it. I had it there, so I was like, okay, I'll bring the graphics in.
That was handy, wasn't it?
There we are.
It wasn't even planned.
It wasn't actually planned, no. Fabulous. So you've done
we've taken the central wire up, we've generated a little curve around the front, and it's just flat going down the back. Now I'm just going to leave those tails going down for now, because they're going to form our feet later. I'm going to flip this back over so that we're seeing the front side, and you can see, let me just push these ones down out the way a second.
Yeah.
We've got one coming from the left going right and vice versa. So the one that's on the top, which is this side, I'm going to just whiz around to fill up this 5 or 6 mil gap beneath the ears. And you just need to make sure that you're pinching so that that's nice and tight as you wind around. This is a really, really quick make pendant. Now what I would probably do is leave that tail there and make a swirl out of it, because I like swirls on my pendants. This tail that's going in the opposite direction, I would generate a coil going all the way around just so that it comes over the tip of the stone, because that will enhance the security of the design as well. So I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, that's gone under. There we go. So I'm just going around and around. This is the point at which you need to be firm with the cab, and I'm just making sure that the base of my cab sits level with the central wires on either side on the shoulder. So I'm going to push that around in opposite hands so that I don't lose the stone, because what can happen, the stone wants to poke out the top. So we want to prevent that from happening by going around and around and around. And now you've got a bit of a cap on there, which will just hold the stone into position just a little bit more.
And it looks really pretty too.
It reminds me of the necklace of a very famous perfume bottle. Not the necklace, the neck of the bottle, sorry. And
with
I love that.
Charlize Theron.
Maybe.
On the advert. Charlize Theron is that absolute blonde goddess. She talks in a very seductive way, doesn't she?
She does indeed. So I'm just going to leave these tails for the time being, because you can do with that what you will. You can just simply coil it, you can cut it and nestle it inside the design somewhere. Choice is absolutely yours. So now to generate the little sort of leaf or wing design, I'm just going to put these just about where you want them to be, really. What we're looking to do is to secure the top or the shoulders of our gemstone. So if I say I want that halfway between where it's secured here and halfway here, I'm going to fold it so it crosses the back. If I flip that over, you can see all I've done is just pushed it around. I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to ignore those for the time being. So to generate the effect of the owl, we would put coils here and coil here for feet. And then if I flip this over, for security, you could, if you wanted to, thread your wire underneath this piece, which forms the capturing of the cab. Now that will mean that when you bring the eyes around the front, it's less likely to get pulled out of position. Now I can show you how to do that very quickly, but I don't want to take up too much time.
You've still got a couple of minutes, so plenty of time.
Right, so what I would probably do is bring the leg wires over the top and put the shoulder wires underneath, so that they can be captured by, I'm going to call these the leg wires because they're going to become the legs. If I flip this around, what I would do is just open up the cage slightly here. This is the back bottom of your owl.
You're talking yoga again.
Your owl's back bottom. It's better than a downward facing dog. What I'm going to do now is feed this wire that's come from the top, that's going to become a foot, and it's going underneath between the back of the cab and between this little bit of framework. Now my hand gets in the way, so I'm going to do it in stages.
Yeah.
If I just grab the end with the pliers, it's a little bit easier. Once I've done that, I would push the cage back into position. Repeat the same on the other side. Flip it back over. So we've now wanting these to come up here slightly. So coil here, coil here. If I just do one of these, I'm going to trim to a little bit smaller. Generate a coil with your round nose pliers. I always start off with the round nose until I get a tidy coil, and then I tend to move on to using my hook nose pliers.
You could continue though with round nose, couldn't you?
You can go so far and then it starts to sort of deform because you sort of hold in here.
Yeah, and you're pressing.
You're pressing on it. So
okay.
There are means and ways of doing coils, but this is how I do them, because what you're doing as you're coiling, you're ensuring that it's all neat and tidy and that there's no gaps where you don't want gaps, but also you're strengthening the design. Every time you press the pliers and release the pliers, you're adding strength to the metalwork. So once I've got down to within a couple of millimetres of the shoulder of the owl, it's just a case of popping that over and positioning your owl's eyes where you want them to be.
Beautiful. And obviously you do the same on the feet.
Then you do the same on the feet. They just stick out the bottom because they're captured inside the frame. Done.
Absolutely love it. And I love the fact it's a great way of actually using the cabochon, so the shape of a gemstone actually, with your flora and fauna, of course, Mother Nature inspired pieces. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gem.
Thank you, darling.
As always, don't you think Gem's demonstrations as well so easy to follow? So thank you, my darling.
I do try. Any questions? Inbox me.
Bless you. No, really easy to follow. So well done. And to those of you that have never worked with cabochons and wire before, give it a go, because like I said, rewind that, watch it back on YouTube, because I think it's really one of the best demonstrations to learn how to actually sort of encasing the gemstones itself. Now, we've got so much to bring you. Don't forget, it is the return of the bead scoop, coming your way at 11:30, but it is the launch of your chocolate moonstone, and it's up now. Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have your company now. It's a real treat, and this is really what does float my boat. Nothing excites me more than bringing you something which is new, which I can talk about and I haven't said to you time and time before. Don't get me wrong, you know, gemstones that I see on a daily basis still do excite me, and I know do excite you as well. But when it's one of those you think, okay, that is, I've never seen it before, maybe in museums or something like that. Now, moonstone I know is very familiar to our Jewellery Maker family. It is what we call a phenomena gemstone, meaning it produces what we call an optical effect. In this case, it is tiny micro inclusions that kind of layer up like Labradorite, layer up against one another, capture the light, and bring you that wonderful adolescence. I think that's one of the most beautiful words, don't you? Adolescence. But moonstone does also come in different colours, very rarely, admittedly, and that's why we are more familiar with white moonstone, but sometimes actually occurs in colours. So you can have red, you can have pink, you can have black, and you can have lovely grey tones. Now, within this gorgeous strand, you have got those absolute beautiful palettes, from chocolates to greys to blacks, which actually, and I did question this when I couldn't wait to see this. Obviously I found out about the launch a good few weeks ago, but when I actually saw it for the first time this morning, what question was in my mind when I was driving to work was, is it going to hinder or enhance the adolescence? Are you going to see less of that phenomena effect because of the main body colour, or is it going to encourage it, like what an opal does with black opal? Have you ever noticed that a black opal, and I always refer to it when you see, like through the magazines or on the web, the finest examples will be a very definite midnight black, and they actually encourage the play of colour to the surface. That's what this gemstone is actually doing as well, in natural colours. So it's not dyed, this is all Mother Nature's incredible doing. Now, funny actually, the irony, and I didn't plan this, and it wasn't originally planned on the back of my trip to Rome. The Romans absolutely adored this gemstone because they believed it was solidified rays of the moon itself. And it kind of reminds me of the fountain, the famous fountain over in Rome itself, which a lot of my friends were saying, oh, it was under reconstruction when I went there, didn't get to get a chance, not reconstruction, but rebuilding, didn't get a chance to really see it in all of its splendor. And my words were, it actually glowed in the sunlight. You could see the marble actually glowing and playing with the light. So can you imagine? Can you imagine if that had just a small amount of moonstone within there? The optical effect, it kind of did have that heavenly-like appearance. Anyway, the reason why I'm thinking of that is because the beauty of this gemstone does recall and sort of take me straight back there. Faceting, only encouraging. Now, just to recap, Rob, how many have I got available of these? Precisely 110 in the world. That is it. Once they are gone, they are gone. Totally and utterly natural. The first time ever that I have been able to bring you multicolored moonstone of this intensity of color. You've got the chocolates, you've got the lovely blacks within there, you've got gorgeous peachy hues. Look how it encourages and actually enhances that adolescence. You can understand why this gemstone has got lunar associations. You can understand why this gemstone was so incredibly popular during the Art Nouveau period. However, excuse me, however, I can count on one single finger the amount of times that I have ever brought you moonstone, which has got that real intensity of colour. Black moonstone here. Are you looking at these thinking that's a black moonstone? And it is very widely information available on the web about coloured moonstone, but it's not something you see in jewellery establishments every single day just because of its scarcity. This morning, 110. That's how many we have, and it's at $17.95. The rarity, the scarcity, the exciting opportunity of something which is so new and so exciting for me, because you know what, I love to speak to you about gemstones, and I love to be part of the journey because it is a journey to me. But this is humbling, because I know that even for me to be in the presence, I'm not thinking for 1 second I'm going to be lucky enough to own it, just because 110 is not a massive quantity. When we are a global company, we do actually retail to all 4 corners of the globe, if you like, and at that price point it's unfathomable, so I'm not even going to just even entertain that idea. However, it's really humbling for me to be able to be part of this incredible journey. Justin, Diane, Francois, Janine, Belinda, Margaret, Alison, Marion, Valerie, Kathleen, Fife, you've done it. Glamorgan, Essex, Hampshire, Suzanne, Hertfordshire, you're with me. Ingrid and Carol and Julie. I've got people multi-buying as well. Now, the reality is I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate this opportunity again. I don't know if we've been able to negotiate any more coloured moonstone. The reality is it's taken us 5 years to be able to bring you this right now. So it kind of puts it into perspective. This is just a handful of the collectors. I've got so many of you there. Marion in Middlesex has bought 2. Justin's bought 2. And I've still got people on the phone lines right now as well. 110 only is not a massive quantity. But can you understand, while I was driving to work this morning, I was kind of thinking, is it going to hold back? Is it going to soften the actual adolescence of the gemstone, or is it going to encourage it like a black opal would do? It is actually doing that, isn't it? It's pushing those rays, what looks like sort of the rays of the moon, actually to the forefront of the gemstone. If you love a gem which produces a phenomenal effect like your Labradorite, etc., then most definitely get involved right now, especially with the darkness. I mean, Jem, we were talking about how exciting it was, and you were saying, oh, I could tell you were really excited about it as well, because I could hold another strand of moonstone right now. I don't want to do that direct comparison, but I encourage you to do this when you get back. Hold a white moonstone next to it and tell me which one. The majority, I actually think, of the more adolescence will come from this strand, as in what you'll be able to see.
Absolutely, because when you have a moonstone, sometimes you need to shade it to be able to appreciate those full rays.
Yeah, you do.
Of the
and you have to have good eyesight.
and you do need to be able to pick it up. But when you've got the stone that's doing that for you already, I think it's magical, and I can't tell you how much I love it.
I know. I'm particularly really drawn to those sort of black moonstones there, which is exceedingly rare. If you go onto the web and you want to do your research, don't forget that whilst this is on its way to you and you've got that excitement of owning for the first time ever, that I've ever brought it to you anyway, black, chocolate, greys, beautiful multicolours of your moonstone, do your research and you will see that this gorgeous gemstone is exceedingly valued. If it is encouraging that main valuing point, the adolescence, then that's only a positive. Well done to you, Barbara, Surrey, Hazel, Patricia, Louise, Surrey, Joyce, Elaine, Jacqueline, you've got yours, Wendy, Susan, Jennifer, Rosie, Vicky, tons of you getting involved. The faceting as well, again, the lapidus to, and I'm going to say probably one of the top 10% lapidus in the world. To be working with phenomena gemstones, you've got to know where to stop and where to start without actually taking or subtracting the main focal and value of this gemstone. It is like creating a piece of artwork effectively, but actually incorporating those facets. I mean, look, if I just orientate that one, look how every single one of those facets is actually sort of giving you a real silvery glow. It's like the waves of I'm picturing a very still lake, I suppose, and it's lapping ever so slightly, and then the moonlight just gliding across those laps. Wonderful. Well done to those of you that managed to get hold of that. Absolutely incredible. Now, coming up at 11:30, don't forget we have got the return of the bead scoop. You've been asking for it for about a year, actually. Martha was like, okay, she said to me this morning, it could even be 18 months, Elle. I don't know. I don't know. Rob's saying, I've not seen one, and he's been here for 10 months. Well, I've been back since September and I've not done a bead scoop either. Okay, no, Ryan's saying, yeah, not in ages. I know you love them. Do you know why? Because you're savvy shoppers and you also like to be able to tick lots of gemstone boxes, and you can do that. But what you won't expect is the price point. I promise you, jewellery makers, you're not going to be disappointed. We've got 1,000 quantity and it's coming up at past. But so much more as well after this.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Did you know that no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one postage and packaging fee?
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Carnelian is another member of the quartz family. It belongs to the cryptocrystalline version of quartz, and this is a chalcedony. Carnelian in itself is a yellow, brown or also red stone, and it can show many tones within the one crystal. Again, just like with all quartzes, it's 7 Mohs on the hardness scale, so it's incredibly durable whilst wearing in jewellery.
Did Did you know that if you go to JewelleryMaker.com and sign up to our mailing list, then you'll receive 10% off your first order with us. We'll also keep you updated with special offers, theme shows, program guides and Jewellery Maker tutorials. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Did you know that the Jewellery Maker phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Jewellery Maker have a special offer running on our workshops. If you book yourself on 4 workshops, you'll receive £50 off. We have a variety of courses to choose from beginner to advanced, covering a wide selection of mediums. This is a limited offer until the end of February, so book your places now to avoid disappointment. If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2, or alternatively you can email help@jewellerymaker.com. Join Jewellery Maker for our Day at the Races weekend. Our designers will have you chomping at the bit, featuring everything from micro macrame and diamond copper wire to sterling silver and fascinators. If you want to be a front runner, make sure you tune in for lots of inspiration and tutorials straight from the horse's mouth. Our amazing star buys will get you off to a flying start, and our jewellery kits are sure to put you on a winning streak. You simply must watch the show. Sorry to be a nag. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting. But being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back, everyone. Nice to have your company this morning. My name's Elena and you're watching Jewellery Maker. I'm joined by the lovely Gem. How are you, honey?
Good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good. Wonderful demonstrations as always, Gem. And so, yeah, I feel confident that I can wire wrap cabochons as well, so great. We've got loads more to bring you, though. Don't forget, backed by popular demand. Can someone do me a favour? I didn't get a chance to do this morning. If anybody's actually on social media right now, have we actually said the bead scoops are being launched at 11:30 today? Or if you're on any individual group forums, if you could just put a little status on there saying that we have got the return of the bead scoops. And the reason why I'm saying it, and it's kind of like in a I don't know, a premiere launch, like a film or something like that, is because you have been asking for them for months. We've got 1,000 which are designated to this morning's opportunity. However, Rob and I myself, we've done 1,000 before quantity, and it's disappeared within literally a matter of 5 minutes. The benefits of actually buying into the bead scoop is not only you get a combination of different gemstones, different cuts, different shapes, different sizes, but also you get a huge amount of it. And Gem has very lovely, very kindly actually restranded one, and it's well over 1 metre of genuine gemstones for you. Coming up at past. We've also got launch of a new sapphire strand coming your way. Got tons to bring you. But let's get this show underway, shall we? I'm going to start with tanzanite. Wow, on the back of the green tourmaline that we had earlier on. on. The sapphire that I've got coming your way, and Jem will love it because there's definite Papradacha-esque colours within. The Biwa pearls that we've had, the ruby zoisite that you saw earlier on, in the fact that I've never seen that colour, and just your multicoloured moonstone. I'm about to bring you the most infamous of gemstones, and certainly one of the most sought after. It is, of course, your tanzanite. From the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, this gemstone is globally renowned, and the reality is more often seen in four-figure price tags than anything else. Very, very, very exciting that here at Jewellery Maker we can still honour prices of yesteryear. We are quite literally living in the past. So what I mean by that is we can't get hold of the tanzanite, the quality that you're seeing here, and whilst our graphics, we don't grade our tanzanite here at Jewellery Maker because we know how knowledgeable you are, and that's only going to add to the cost. So has it got that vanadium rich content? Is it bringing you that very distinct rich violet blue? Because tanzanite can be almost colourless, or it can be beautifully violet tones like this. Well, 35 carats at $14.95. Honouring the launch price. I launched this very strand with you. This is what we were talking about. This is yesteryear prices. We couldn't even purchase it ourselves at $14.95. That's not me making I don't think we could. I'm absolutely certain we couldn't purchase 35 carats of this quality and this grade at anywhere near that price point individually. I mean, yes, what might have happened, I mean, if I sort of, and I don't know, I'm not a gemstone buyer, but what might have happened at the time, Paula Bennett and one of our buying team, Steve Bennett, might have been involved. I was sat next to Steve Bennett when he was actually purchasing tanzanite when I was over in Jaipur at the beginning of last year. And often he'll try and buy quality like this in bulk and negotiate the best possible price for you, because if you think about it, there's Jewellery Maker, there's Gems TV that work with it, online channels as well. So it's in our benefit and your benefit to actually buy bigger quantities if possible. Therefore, we've got more leeway with the actual negotiations. However, $14.95 I don't think is even possible. I mean, what would you do with this? I would simply restrand it. This is what I call a strand which is with the future in mind. I'm not allowed to say that I would, but I've been buying it even before, obviously, just finding out that I'm expecting a little one. I was buying it for future generations. Those of you that have shopped with me for any length of time will have heard me saying that this is a gemstone of new beginnings, which I love, and of course of rebirth, but it's also so stunningly valuable, and of course only getting more so. Well done to you, Justin, Bridgen, Janine, Carol, Zara, Linda, Rosalane, Wendy, hello to you, Peter. Do check out as soon as you possibly can. Those of you that have been with us for, I don't know, whether it be 6 months, a year, whether it be from the very day one, how many times do you see tanzanite? How many times do you see it in any one show? Well, it's the first time I've brought it to you so far this morning, so that speaks volumes. I can bring you your quartzes, I can bring you your agates, I can bring you various gemstones, but tanzanite, whilst it's infamous, is never going to be hugely fruitful. Well done, stay where you are on those phone lines, gotta move on. Moving on to, is this brand new? Oh my goodness, have you seen how much it is? As in the length. I'm actually going to show you the smallest first. Wait. And I'm going to use this as if it's an individual loose gemstone. Right, you can go online and you can buy gems individually, can't you? I'm just going to show you one, and it's actually the smallest. I'll show you it all, obviously, but just start by this. Ametrine is a natural bicolour gemstone. You want clarity? Bear in mind, I'm holding it with a stick behind, so obviously that's going to be... In fact, let me take that off there. You've got amazing clarity. You've got a lovely split. And you've got intensity of purples and those gorgeous sunshine yellows. Rob, what are we launching this at? I'd pay that for this one stone. You're not just getting that one. You're getting one of the longest strands of... Wait. Can we go back a bit? That's a 50-50 split, as close as $12.95. A natural bicolour gemstone from the Bolivia mine, one location in the world. We know that the government has intervened and said no more exportation of this gemstone in its rough formation. Why? Because then capitalising on it without shadow of a doubt, and I don't blame the Bolivia government for doing that. Thinking, you know what, well, we'll hold on to our ametrine. We're going to develop a whole industry around this very gemstone, because Bolivia is not well known for actually it's lapidaries. Develop a whole industry, which we know doesn't happen overnight also, and then we can escalate the price points. We do exactly the same thing here in the UK if we had the Bolivia mine, the ametrine mine, here on our shores. But it's one of the tiniest mines in the entire world. When you actually see the entrance, it's kind of like, it always reminds me of the Hobbits. You know, their little houses, it's tiny. Catherine, Justin, Shirley, Marie, Irina, Jackie, West Yorkshire, Pippa, those of you that are looking for the really rare, exciting opportunities and like the gamble of what could this be in the future, well, we believe, and it is always an estimation, of course, that this gemstone is destined for the dizzy heights of Tanzanite. In fact, we reckon it could even succeed it, because Tanzanite has got multiple mines at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro. The Bolivia mine of ametrine, Nahi ametrine as it's often referred to, only has the one location, the one source, and to be getting it $12.95 is just absolutely incredible. I'm going to make a suggestion. If you bought this and sold it on like so, I think you'd make a profit, and I do mean a considerable profit. Gem's nodding profusely with me as well. The quality of this ametrine,
outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I know that we shouldn't always be drawing comparisons to elsewhere, but
no.
I have purchased ametrine. It was a strand of amethyst which had been heated and then irradiated, and it wasn't natural and it was very ugly, and it didn't float my boat at all. When I've come across proper Anahi out of the ground ametrine like this, it's absolutely blown me away. There's nothing like it. And I'm not, citrine isn't my favourite gemstone, but with the combination of that beautiful purple of the amethyst, it's astonishing. It's fast becoming a new favourite.
Oh, without doubt. It's the first gemstone I actually bought when I came to work here at Jewellery Maker. And when I'm often asked, how do you value a bicolour gemstone like that? Well, listen, colour, carat weight, cut, clarity, all of the above, those 4 C's, basically. Well done, well done, well done. Now, apparently, oh yes. I love the fact that with Immediate now we're bringing you lots of new components, lots of new and exciting launches. I mean, fantastic. We've certainly got them coming up today. Look at this for a bundle. They're all gorgeous wood strands. So you've got tiger ebony, all of course gemstones because they're an organic material. Do you know there's an argument, little known fact, can I just say it quickly? And that it's one of the questions in our GIA exams. Does a gemstone have to be Mother Nature produced to be a gemstone? Anyone know the answer? Ryan's saying no. Oh, you're almost there. And so Rob's saying to me it has to be 3 things: rare, durable, and beautiful. No, it doesn't have to be natural. It doesn't have to be from Mother Earth herself. So there's a gemstone called Fordite. I don't know if you've heard of it. Very, very, very controversial gemstone, which basically is actually from the Ford garages. And if you can imagine, I've seen it, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but I wouldn't call it a genuine gemstone myself. It is really beautiful. But it's very rare because it takes so long to form. I know I'm totally deviating, but there's a reason for me doing this. Imagine when you spray cars. So obviously they'll do the blue cars, then they'll do the red cars, then they'll do the silver cars, then they'll do the black cars and everything. But over years, years upon years upon years upon years upon years, they noticed that the dimensions of the actual paint cabin, whatever you call it, was actually getting smaller. It's because the paint was gradually, and it would be literally trace amount, was building up and up and up and up and up and up. Fordite is actually the layers of that paint, and you can see it like banding. Basically you can see red, yellow, green, all those colours. That's Fordite, and it's classed as a genuine gemstone. So if anybody was wondering, Is wood a genuine gemstone? Absolutely, I would say so, more than many, more than many. And you're getting 3 lovely examples right now. So you've got your tiger ebony, you've got your plain rounds, grey wood tubes, and also your robal wood. All different lovely textures. Some are quite black, some are more of a honey colour, some are a little bit more greenish tones. Nature's Gift, $6.95. Great for him and for her, don't you think, as well? I think I'd wear this, and I know that my fiance, I have to get used to saying that, would also say $6.95 only. Sorry, the ebony plain rounds are 5mm inside, so it's a really nice size, that, the 5mm. Don't see them, Gem, very often, do you?
No, you don't. It's perfect, really, because that's going to do anything you want it to size-wise.
Very versatile, aren't they?
Yeah.
Great for, I'd love to see these actually channel sets. Maybe you got some of the copper wire earlier on. They'd be lovely channel set with those, wouldn't they?
They really would. One of the things I love about rubber wood is it's reusing and recycling.
Absolutely.
Once the rubber tree is spent, they have to be chopped down because they become useless and they become a drain on the environment.
Oh, hey, here we go. You sound, tell us more, Gem. I like the sound of this. I'm learning about robal wood. I didn't know about this. So robal wood comes from the rubber tree.
And it's quite often used in kitchen furniture and chopping boards and things. So it's an ethical reuse. The wood could just be burned, but it's nice and dense.
Yes.
So it's really useful to have that.
So it's ethically sourced as well?
I don't know the supply chain, obviously, but in my mind, I think that's an amazing reuse of something that would otherwise...
Well, all of our gemstones, we do make sure that are ethically sourced, like our coral, for example. You know, it's farmed rather than obviously just taken from coral reefs, which unfortunately certain jewellers do, certain retailers do rather. So all of our wood as well will be ethically sourced. Absolutely amazing. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Now, sorry, all of this... I love this type of zari as well, because for me it's a cheats way of working with your cabochons. You could, if you're not really talented like Gem at cabochon wrapping, just using some of your really firm glue, your hypo cement or your E6000 actually around the circumference, if you like, of any gemstone. Doesn't have to be even a cabochon. It gives you that illusion like it is wire wrap. Now, you've got a real combination of colours here. Great to have at home, you know, for gift wrapping, for your home decorations. You can sew onto these, you can use them in your textiles. If you like to sort of recycle outfits, fringing is massive right now, especially with the boohoo chic. Throw me a rope. I love that. Throw me a rope, Rob says. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 in total. 9 in total. Each of them 10 metres. Should be £20.85. Stock up your stash, Rob says. Okay, £9.95 only. You know when you go to that certain particular very big department hobby place? Yeah. How much is it for just 1 metre of bog standard ribbon or thread or something like that?
I don't think you see anything under £1 a metre, to be honest. You might, you know, a very narrow thing, but something like that, definitely nowhere near.
Not of this beauty.
No.
This is working out at 11 pence per metre. 11p.
Yep.
Do you know what I love? And I'm just going to take the red just because it's here and easy for me right now. If I unravel it, it is quite cylindrical, so it's kind of like a Viking knit. That's the best way I can describe it. There's nothing stopping you putting gemstones into the centre there and creating or replicating actually some very high-end Italian-style jewellery. Zara, Linda, Diane, Jane, hello to you. Jan in Worcestershire, I've got Bridgend, hello to you. London, Bridget, Bristol, hello to you. Rose and Jeanette and Miss Janet, tons of you getting involved. And again, really does hold structure. So if you've got your stiffen up spray, which I brought you the other day actually, that works on this as well amazingly. I'm just trying to do one little bow, and I'm sure you could do it a lot better than I can right now because I'm doing it live. But look how they hold the structure so beautifully.
They are absolutely fantastic. I love Zari rope, not only because you can pop it on such things as your hair bands to give a different sort of colourway and a very, very neat finish, but you can use them in haberdashery. If you were having a themed wedding with a specific colourway, then you could use those to ribbon wrap the chairs even.
So expensive to buy chiffon and things like that for those. So expensive. Miss Janet is saying Mother's Day present. Yeah, absolutely. Great idea. Louise is saying makes great chains for pendants. Absolutely, because they're comfortable to wear as well, because they have got a fabric. They're not wire. There's a fabric to them, but they hold a structure, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Linda is saying, hi Eleanor, this looks great with a ball chain threaded through. Absolutely. I concur, Linda. Totally concur. If you can feed maybe some of the actual wood beads that you've just seen through the centre, any of the colours, because you've got red here, pink, electric blue, gold, another pink there. You've got some of the bi-colour zari threads or two-tone zari threads, silver and gold there as well. $9.95 only. Well done. It's going to go on and on and on and on and on. Well done to you. Moving on. Move over there. Don't forget, we've got the return of the bead scoop coming up at 11. I always want to break into a 11:30. Sorry. I always want to break into a song there. Okay. Before that. Oh, is it this? Is it this? It's got a lot of toggles in there. Silver plated 20 type toggle collection. Comes in the packaging that you're about to see here. So again, reusable for your storage. And then they're individually per design actually positioned in these little plastic tubs. 40 pieces and you're getting 2 of each. Now, if I open this up and just show you a couple of the designs. So this is how they come. 20 different designs, 2 of each. This is how they come in these lovely little containers, which are very useful as well, aren't they? I love a container. Really get yourself organised, put some maybe some of your gems of distinctions in here, and it becomes, after the toggle class, your gems of distinction display box. So beautiful. And 20 different types. Now there is a reason why we did, different types of toggles and clasps and things like that. If you think about it, the ones I've just shown you, they're particularly large and sizable, so maybe you wouldn't use that with the more delicate designs, or maybe you would, I don't know, each to their own. Or maybe you wanted something a little bit finer than this to go along another a specific design. Now we should be bringing you 40 toggle clasps at $21.95, but instead of $21.95, we're bringing you 20 different designs for just £14.95 only, plus the storage, which is invaluable. The storage is invaluable. Now, this was launched in 2014, completely and utterly sold out. This is a reorder backed by popular demand. Get it whilst you can. It could be another 2 years until we bring it to you again. I don't know. If you think about it, that's a lot of different designs, a lot of different details, I suppose, which have been incorporated in one swoop, basically, and yet $14.95, Gem.
It's a crazy, crazy price. And I did a suite a couple of shows ago of interchangeable jewellery, which used, if not the same thing, something very similar. Absolutely fantastic to have so many. Also, it's a very small case that you can take if you do craft fairs with you. Very, very easy for you there with a pair of pliers to just change a clasp. If somebody says, I love that bracelet, but
I don't like the clasp.
I would like a smaller / bigger,
absolutely.
or more masculine, more feminine.
Absolutely.
What I did with my storage when I had finished with it is pop specimens of gemstones. I have certain rough gems that I keep just for the pleasure.
I think this could be a gems of distinction collection, couldn't it? For your really high-end pieces. So when you do like your special commissions or something, go, okay, well, if you're talking diamonds, if you're talking tanzanites, you're talking sapphires, then I do have, and then you pop something out like this. You know, if it's just on a strand, it doesn't, to a consumer or customer, that might not look as prestigious. Whereas if it's in something like this, it really, really does.
Yeah.
And also, I should mention that the fact that toggle clasp is a great way of actually making gents jewellery. For example, the cufflinks, because the actual toggle works wonderfully as a cufflink. So I've just picked one up here. So you can just literally disconnect the circular, and that can be the actual part of the cufflink. And these, if I span it round, work great as bails as well.
They do. It's very easy to just pop even one of a round gemstone across the middle and wire it into position.
Absolutely.
If you remember back to the rose quartz faceted brilliance.
Would work wonderfully in there.
Amazing in those.
Beautiful, well done. Need to move on. Congratulations. Ooh. Oh, these are heavenly. I launched these, Rob. I believe so. The quality that you have of amazing beryl. Beryl is a gemstone family, and it includes some of the most sought after in the world: aquamarine, goshenite, heliodor, morganite, emerald. So you get opportunities to acquire beautifully pastel palettes. Look at the quality of this. Aquamarines. Of course, you've got your morganites here, and then really exquisite tones. Now, certain members, probably emerald is the only outsider in this statement. Quality beryl will have brilliance, will really sparkle and glisten, and will have that presence of colour. In particular, if I was to single out aquamarine, when we talk about valuing this gemstone and we talk about aquamarine specific colour, it's saturation, tone and hue. Those are the three topics that we speak about in particular, but tone is the most significant rather than saturation. Not just what is that colour and how intense is it, how light and dark is that specification. Need to bring that price tag in because we have got your gemstone scoop coming your way, $14.95 for really high-end quality beryl here. Again, just one of those, maybe on some of your gold findings. I would certainly take this one here and actually put it with the gold findings that you had this weekend. Barbara in Cumbria, love, love, love beryl. Hello, lovely ladies and JM crew. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you. I'm really lucky. I feel really well. I do feel really well. I haven't had any sicknesses or anything like that, touch wood. Touch wood, touch wood, touch wood. Thank you so much, Barbara, for your kind message. Susan, Wendy, Diane, Olwyn, Jacqueline, you've done it. Stay where you are on those phone lines. And again, now's the time to be quickly making those text messages or sending a little status saying that JM's got the return of the bead scoop coming your way. But add this to your order. Miss Janet posted on Facebook, and I call them bead soup. I love that. I tell you what, that would be amazing soup, wouldn't it? Oh, we're talking about food, Janet. Miss Janet, whenever we talk about food, my tummy literally rumbles on cue. Amazing. Now, it is time. Okay, I've got 1,000 opportunities available, and you've been crying out for it, jewellery makers, for months. Now, if you think about it, and just to answer any questions that, and it was a question that was raised to me a few weeks ago, it takes us a long time to be able to actually accumulate enough individual gemstones to be able to bring you an opportunity like this. And the reason why we wait till we have like a 4-figure quantity is because they go so quickly. So you do need to have your finger on the pulse, shall we say. 1,000 available in your monochromes, so expect pearls, expect dazzling clear quartz, expect obsidian for your spinel, to your mukai, all different gemstones there in all different tones, but it is the monochrome gems that we'll bring you specifically, which again are some of your most sought after and most requested. It is 11:30, bang on, and it's time for your star buy. So it's very frustrating for us as you know, the Jewellery Maker team, if you've been requesting something and we're not able to bring it to you straight away. But given the fact these are Mother Nature's treasures, it's not something that you can just have on a constant order, obviously. It's not something that is made. It's grown from Mother Nature herself. And when it comes to our bead scoops, I totally appreciate and understand why you want them so badly, Jewellery Maker, is because it's a great way of actually ticking a lot of boxes, of covering lots of gemstones, covering lots of shapes, loads and lots of sizes, and it's a very affordable way of actually purchasing your gemstones. So I can totally and utterly understand why you actually sort of request them so much. But for us, if you can just put your jewellery maker hat on for 1 second, it's something that we have to wait to have enough of to be able to put into one of those large chiffon bags. Now already 100 have gone. I've got 1,000 available. So, and tons of you on the phone lines. If you get an engaged tone, it's free phone. It's worth the time that you're investing. Please keep trying. Our call centre are all eyes are on Jewellery Maker right now. If you have got access to the web, I would really encourage you doing it, checking out on the web. If you are shopping with us on the phone lines, not a problem. I will talk you through this every step of the way. 1,000 though, we'll be here for a few minutes. We'll talk it through. 1,000 though, whilst it's an exciting quantity, it will sell out without shadow of a doubt. Now, so jewellery makers, you're savvy shoppers. Me too. I love it when I get myself an amazing deal, especially on beautiful, genuine gemstones. So we have been waiting for 12 months to be able to bring you this opportunity, and it's all about the monochrome gemstones. So you've got different shapes, facets, sizes. You've got different gemstones, obviously. I've found snowflake obsidian in there. I found cultured pearls in there, clear quartz in there, shell in there. I've got, let me see, agates in there. I've even got some smoky quartz, which are bordering on. They're so deep and dark. They're bordering on the black, which looks wonderful. They come in these gorgeous chiffon bags, and the lovely Gem has actually taken the time, bless you little cottons, Gem, to restrand them, one bag, and this is everything that, it's well over 1 metre, and I'm looking at butterfly shapes here, then to some really nuggets, then you've got teardrops, then you've got some cut on the, oh, look at that. Can I just show you? 200 checked out, gone. Huge, probably about 80% of you are actually choosing to multi-buy. So I'm looking at 3s, 4s, 7s, 6s, in actual fact, fabulous. Look at the difference in shapes that you actually get as well. So it is win, 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 win. Move along again, you've got your cubes. So all different variations of shapes and sizes. That's why you go absolutely crazy for these opportunities. There we go, you've got some pearl, you've got some howlite in there, you've got some clear quartz. Look at this shell. Gorgeous shell. Then moving along, and again, amazing shell in a fabulous shape. Howlite. But bless you, Gem, bless you, Gem. Oh, you've got hearts here as well. I love this one. I keep seeing this one. It's like a chess.
It is, yes. At the bottom half of a bishop or something.
Oh, is it a bishop? I don't know. I don't play chess.
Well, I think they're all actually pretty much interchangeable from the neck down, but yeah, it reminds me of a bishop anyway.
That's a good point. It is a good point. I think they are all pretty much the shape, aren't they? We've got tons of text messages. Again, right now, how are the phone lines looking? 3 pages, okay. There's going to be a little bit of a wait on the phone line, so please do have your it's free phone, you know that. It's you're not paying a costly call. Andrew in South Yorkshire had to buy these, so bought 3. That's what to do, Andrea, because I don't know, it might be another year until we bring it to you again. Chris in Lanarkshire, I love sifting through a bead scoop sorry, I'll start that again and I'll read it from this, Chris. I love sifting through and sorting out a bead scoop, my favourite thing. I bet it's really satisfying, isn't it? Celeste, hello to you. Oh, Seraphinity, lovely. Hiya. When I was quite new to jewellery making, a bead scoop was an amazing purchase. It gets you using shapes and sizes that you might not have tried. That's absolutely right, Celeste, because it forces you to think outside the box, doesn't it? Absolutely. Linda is saying, once I had open rondelles and praisolite. Sorry, can't spell. It's all right, darling. We know what you meant. Samantha in Cumbria had to buy these, so I got 2. You're not alone. Jeanette in Suffolk is saying, been very naughty and love these. Why not, Jeanette? Why not, indeed? Can I just hold these out? I've got clear quartz, I've got cubes, I've got shells, I've got obsidian, I've got smoky quartz. Gosh, I've got golden obsidian in here. Wow. Let's bring that price in. Oh, I forgot about the price. $4.95. That's a lot. Can I just tip it all out as well, what you're getting? Can I just show you on? This is really satisfying. I feel like I need something which is maybe a little bit more contained, because it might go shh. Okay, I'll just control it. Are we ready? Wait, we're not done. No. Look at all of these. Oh. You have got tons and tons and tons of different shapes, different sizes. 400 have gone, or very nearly 400. Rob is just confirming to me. So again, if you've been getting the engaged tone up until now, now's the time to try. How are we looking on the phone lines? Starting to catch up, okay? Well, like I said, we'll walk you through it, talk you through it. With it being the monochromes as well, the fact that they are such a staple for any jewellery maker, you lean on your black and your whites so frequently, and you've got real diversity here as well. Jane in Essex, JM, love. I love your bad scoops, I love that. I think you mean bead, but that's funny, Jane. Especially monochrome, so bought 3. Yay! Love the show always. Jane. Maggie's got 3. Well done to you, Maggie. Most people are actually choosing to buy more than one, and I would be doing it. It's savvy shopping at $4.95 for all of those genuine gemstones. I mean, if you think our average, what's the average length of our gemstone strands? 40 centimetres is our average. Okay, so yeah, but okay, we're being generous there. Yeah, generally the average, is it? Wow, okay, well that's a big average already. You're getting nearly 3 times that at least, and it's at $4.95. Nearly 3 times. Belinda in Buckinghamshire, my kids have been asking for bead scoops for ages, and they spend hours sorting through theirs and trading gems with each other. Like swaps. Linda in Gloucester is saying they make loads of bubble bracelets that I sell for £15 each. Well, I tell you what, Linda, that's a good idea, a really, really good idea. Because how many bracelets can you make out of over a metre length?
So I would use maybe 18 centimetres of gemstone to make a bracelet.
Yep.
By the time you've added on a simple clasp, that's a whole lot.
That is up for £4.95.
Yeah.
And you've still got tons left over.
But what I'd be tempted to do, sorry, my darling, is to rosary link them, especially with one of the hot coloured wires that we had earlier.
Absolutely. You love a rosary link.
I do, because you've got a little bit of gemstone and a lot of wire,
yeah,
bit of patience, bit of time,
yeah,
but it goes so far. And the diversity that you get in a bead scoop, absolutely outstanding. Love it.
Really is. Claire and Bridgen, got my 3. You cannot go wrong with this. Go for it, guys. Thanks, Jem. Thank you. Sandra in Tyneware is saying, hi, Elle. Bought loads of monochromes in the sale, but still couldn't resist the bead scoop. Loves the sorting through. Yeah, me too. Do you know, I can remember when we did the NEC show. What was it called?
Spring Fair, was it?
I think it was the springtime one, because it actually snowed. And I can remember, because I was there with all, obviously the JM team. It was so funny, because I'll tell you this story whilst you're all dialing through. We were, and you're okay at the moment for stock levels, we had 1,000. Are we approaching half the stock gone? Okay, over half the stock has gone now. Okay, so this is what happened. We've all set up, we're all ready, we've got our JM t-shirts on, we're all really excited and pumped to meet you, and you can see the NEC doors opening, and it was quite literally like, you know, it was like a swarm of JM friends and family descending on. We were in the far corner as well. You could see everybody working towards us. And it wasn't to come and see, like, sorry guys, but you weren't coming to see us, and you weren't coming to see the guest designers. You were coming to see the bead scoops. That's what you were going at. Totally, 100%. And I do not blame you at all. It's really, really, really savvy, and a great way of actually buying your such a combination of gemstones. Now, they are obviously very random. I can't tell you what you're getting and what you're not for certain, hence the bead scoop. And that is the whole point, and that's probably the excitement of it. But for $4.95, you might get shell pearl. Here we go, there's a shell pearl there. You might get beautiful heart-shaped agates just here. You might get, where's that obsidian gone? I can't find it right now, but there's obsidians in there. You might get smoky quartz. You might get clear quartz like this. You might get
a plain agate just like this. You might get gorgeous drums like this. You might get shells just like this. That's the whole point of our bead scoop, is the combination and the variation that you get. Now, on the web, it's saying what, sorry? Oh, the picture on the web is only showing a small selection of what you're actually getting. It's an example, by the way. So yeah, if you can imagine taking a picture of this many gemstones, we're simply not going to be able to get every single one of them in. So there we go. Look at the shape of that. Can you see? If I put my hand behind it, can you see that? It's more of a. I'll pick it up. Let me pick it up. It's more of a pear, but a flat pear. Then you've also got your cultured pearls right next to it. You spent hours sifting through the bead scoop. What's that? You spent hours sifting through it at our JM trade, or the NEC rather, and we actually had to, and it was not just me, it was all the team. We were doing shuttles to try and keep up with the actual bead scoops itself. It was the #1 seller, no if buts or maybes. I tell you what, the team built up some muscles as well, because if you're carrying a lot of gemstones here. Well, imagine the NEC event, that's what we're doing right now. 1,000 will go, probably, more than likely, in the next few minutes. We'll revisit it. We'll allow our contact centre to sort of catch their breath, basically. Allow obviously the web to catch up as well. Quantity, how are we looking at? Okay, it's hard for us to tell at the moment. The feed's actually starting to slow down, so it's hard for us to gauge exact numbers, but there's still quantity there. Stay where you are. Just because I'm moving on doesn't necessarily mean that you haven't been successful. Fabulous. Well done, well done, well done, well done. And there's going to be lots of sorting and playing going on. And what about, gemstone swaps? I think we should do that.
I think that should be a new thing, actually.
Gemstone swaps.
I've never, ever been disappointed with a gemstone scoop.
No,
from Jewellery Maker.
because you get so much.
There is so much in there, but also, as somebody texted in earlier to say, you get a real feel for new shapes, new sizes, new gems, and there's such a diversity within the scoop. Really big ones that you can wrap, focal pendants.
Well, you were saying about, like, it pushes us outside our comfort zone. I mean, some people, and you might not necessarily say this is me, or you might not choose a gemstone of this shape, but yet, when you've got it, you're kind of forced to use it, and you go, oh, you know what, that's fab.
That's my favourite one on the whole strand. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, but I can understand why people would be frightened of it at the same time. So if you were new to jewellery making and you were thinking, oh, I don't know what to do with that one, Al, I don't know what to do. So you back away from it. When you've got it and you own it, you actually start thinking, well, hang on, what can I do with it? Can I use it with my polymer clay? Can I start using it with my resins? Can I wire wrap onto it? Can I make a feature or a frame out of that? It does literally sort of force your creativity. Now, whilst you're all with me right now, we've also got coming your way incredible sapphire. So absolutely amazing sapphire. So please do stay where you are. And also incredible emeralds. Emeralds coming up. Sorry, I had lots of words going off then. Right. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Yes, emeralds coming up also. I'm going to have to scoop all these up. Oh no. Our lovely Gem is... Gem, don't worry, honey.
Well, we don't want somebody being too short, do we?
Look at all of these. Thank you, honey. Laura knows what I'm like. So for all of that jewellery that you're going to be making out of your bead scoop, you do need your findings, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you do. Because you're going to be busy over the next few weeks, next few months probably. And you're going to be absolutely sorted for your monochromes. So on that case, with that in mind, you're going to be needing your gorgeous crimp covers. Now these are the beautiful silver plated copper. And they do look like little slices of cake. Can you see that? Little slices of cake with a bit sort of cut out of it, I suppose. And the reason for that is that they hide any of the mechanics or the functional parts of your jewellery, which takes something which is beautiful already, but take it to a whole other level of professionalism. How about for 200, $4.95? Now, for less than £10, you've got findings
and also your bead scoops. I mean, these are a great alternative to maybe disperse in amongst all of those sporadic gemstones to create something which is like really like a cluster style. Did you say popcorn style bracelet? Yeah, really sporadic. I like that. Not so much uniformity, a little bit more haphazard. $4.95 only for 200. I don't bring you crimp covers every single day. I wish I could, and they always sell out. In fact, just quickly scanning my eyes over everything that we've got available for the rest of the morning, I think this is the only crimps we've got, isn't it, Rob? Think so. So get it as soon as you possibly can, and they're very easy to work. We have got a tool designated for crimp covers, which basically mean that they do shut them perfectly closed, and every single guest designer, and I'm sure many of our jewelry makers will concur, that the quality of our findings are on a whole other level. Well done. I need to move on. How about some gorgeous chain? Oval link. And you've got a whole metre of as well. Go perfectly with the crimp covers that you've just seen there. Laura, my lovely, have we got a scoop somewhere? Just because I keep trying to pick these up by hand and it's taken me longer. Okie dokie. Oh, look at this. I've not seen it before. Look at the size of this chain. Okay, I can bring you dainty, and we have brought you dainty before, but sometimes you want something which is a little bit more edgy, a little bit more obvious. Then it's definitely something like this that I would look for. Definitely something I'd look like this. You could turn this into a really beautiful charm bracelet, couldn't you? Because they could easily anchor on to your charms. So stunning and gorgeously lustrous. A metre, and it's all 10 by 6 millimetres in every single one of those links. So kind of like as a child, an oval link chain is a bit like, in terms of its design, the simplicity of it as of a paper chain. But the benefits of actually having an oval link chain is that you can really get high shine, because you'll see the amount of surface on the exterior and also on the inside. Sometimes with a curved chain, a lot of it is actually hidden against the chain next to it. Do you see what I mean? Whereas this, you can actually see all of that gorgeous luster. Also, just another one to throw it out there, maybe as an alternative for your jump rings. $6.95 only. Fabulous. You've got a metre length here, and I would simply keep it quite simple. Like this. Just restrand it. I mean, look how lovely and high-end that is. And also great for a 32-inch length. You know those navel-style pieces of jewellery, which are really on trend right now? Personally, and it is only my opinion, I think the longer the length, or the longer the length, the slightly denser it does have to be, because otherwise it gets lost, doesn't it? It does get lost. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Now, we have got lots to bring you, including very high-end gemstones, but to suit all different budgets and all different affordabilities. Now, here at Jewellery Maker, do you know, it certainly opened doors and avenues to me that I never thought possible. I never, ever thought that I would own certain gemstones. I did. Whether this was... I was clouded, I guess, in the fact that the 300% price increase or markup on jewellery and gemstones is the norm. And that is the norm when it comes to your retail. However, here at Jewellery Maker, because of this wonderful business, I'm now a proud owner of an emerald, I'm a proud owner of a ruby, I'm a proud owner of some gemstones which I never even imagined. And that's because of the affordabilities. Don't you think that's really amazing? And something I'm eternally grateful for. Well, a star buy coming your way is exceptional. It's all about the energy of colour, and my goodness, you've got it. Now, Rob's going to bring the graphics in straight away. This is brand new premier opportunity, and it's coming your way in an amazingly affordable price. Now, it is totally natural, and it's all about the intensity of the colour. When it comes to an emerald, you can buy an emerald for £1, you can buy an emerald for £1 million. It's one of the most expensive gemstones out there, but it's also one of the most complex, shall we say, because many people think, oh well, if we'll look at an emerald and go, oh well, it's included, and be put off. It's not the inclusions that are detrimental to the value, it's the colour. The colour is key, and that's something I've said time and time and time again. The energy, the vivacity. If you think about it, you want this gemstone, if it was at a party, to be the one that is literally on the centre stage, the one that is the life and soul. It has to have that energy, which is absolutely boundless. Now, you've certainly got it here. Certainly got it here, but in fact, I'm going to hide it for a second. But you've not just got, what did you say the average length was, Rob? You said the average for a normal gemstone would be about 36, 37 centimetres. Your big five, what's the average? What? Say, let's just say about 20, 24, 20. Well, how about 79 centimetres of the life and soul, energy, the party. Well, this strand is that person that you want to have at your party. That is going to be the one that gets everybody there. It's energy, it's boundless, it's tireless, and it's totally and utterly natural. Colour is king. That's the determining value when it comes to your emerald. Yes, it is. It's one of the most complex, I suppose, in terms of how do I know what to look for. It's all about that glow, the intensities of hues. Now, this is natural, because when we're talking about emerald, it's an assumption that really this gemstone is usually fissure filled, because it does form with cracks and crevices, similar to maybe a bit of like a ruby, and those cracks and crevices can actually be filmed with a glass-like resin. That glass-like resin not only assists with the gemstone stability, but encourages colour as well, and also assists with the diaphanity of the gem. This needed absolutely none of that, and you've got almost neon greens. Should be $19.95. However, for one of the biggest quantities of natural emerald that we've ever brought you here at Jewellery Maker, it's £14.95. Those of you that love to do your channel setting, like our lovely Jan, those of you that love to create very high-end pieces of jewellery, this is a strand which will be absolutely perfect for that. I'd go as far as saying I'm going to be singling out just a couple of those tiny, tiny rondelles. I mean, look at these, just here, some of the smallest rondelles in the strand, single those out and just put them into maybe a trilogy or just a couple on some shepherd hooks, and you've got very high-end pieces of jewellery here. I mean, Gem, do you sell your jewellery?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
So something like, if I just single out some emeralds which are really, really grabbing my attention. Let's just look towards this section, and they are the smaller ones that I've actually got here. Sorry for looking at the top of my head just there. I wanted to look at the quality of the gemstones. But look, if you were to take these three just here, can you see those right are moving there? These three in a trilogy design, so very symbolic. I love you more today than I did yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. So very, very symbolic and romantic. And you wrapped it into silver wire.
In sterling silver wire, it would probably be £25 to £35, depending on how much wire you put into it, how many times you go around, and also where you're selling. But you could, with one piece of jewellery, very easily recoup the cost of the whole strand. And as a gemaholic, that's exactly what I do. I justify my gem purchases by knowing that X amount of this strand will pay for the strand.
Absolutely.
A little bit more, you know.
And Gem, you've used half a centimetre worth there.
Yeah.
Half a centimetre's worth of the gemstone itself for just £14.95. Dial in as soon as you possibly can. Stay where you are on the phone line. I can see Lindsay, Maria, Zara, Linda, Gwyneth, congratulations to you, Yorkshire. Stay on those phone lines. Jan, hello to you, Jacqueline, Susan and Bridgend. £15 only is a tiny, tiny, tiny amount to pay when it comes to emerald of this natural, beautiful quality, especially when you get oodles of it. Look at the measurements going right the way up to 5 by 2 millimetres. I mean, Gem, if you think, as a jewellery lover as well, I've noticed, you wear some lovely jewellery. as a jewellery lover, if we think about designs, whether they're half eternity bands or wedding bands or trilogy designs, you know, a 5x2 is not an unusual size for, you know, jewellery made pieces.
Absolutely, no.
In actual fact, that's probably one of the bigger sizes.
It is. If I was to have an emerald solitaire on my finger in platinum of that dimension, I'd be looking to several £1,000s.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So this for me has always been an aspirational gemstone, to get lovely, lovely emerald like this in all the different tones and shades.
Absolutely.
And then to get it under £20 for that much.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, going back to what we were saying at the beginning of this star buy, this is what makes me really proud and privileged to be associated to Jewellery Makers, because it's opened avenues, not just to me, but for lots of people who thought maybe this gemstone was unreachable in terms of price point. Well done. Do stay where you are on those phone lines, and make sure you do check out Webbinners. We've got so much more to bring you, more incredible inspiration, more incredible deals. Do check out those baskets on those bead scoops, and those of you that have just tuned in and went, what, bead scoops? And your ears have just picked up, yes, we had the return of. There may well still be a few opportunities, and we'll keep you updated on that. But don't go anywhere, because I'm not. There's more after this.